mess, but I didn't know it was that much of a mess.
It's a mess. Friday Night Football greetings on Halloween night. It is time for Benton Fighting Panther football. Tonight the Panthers have trekked east to take on the West Memphis Blue Devils. The Panthers come in tonight 6-2 overall, 4-1 in conference, and a win keeps them on pace for at least a share of the 6A East Conference title. Standing in their way tonight is a winless West Memphis team that comes in 0-8 overall, 0-5 in conference. But don't let the record fool you. West Memphis is always a dangerous, athletic team, and while the record may not show it, this Blue Devil team is an obstacle in the way of the Panthers tonight. I'm Jim Gardner, joined tonight by Terry Benham and Dio Vanucci as we come to you live from the Jim Landers Broadcast Studio at the palatial M&M Production Studio in the heart of Benton Industrial Park. Tonight's broadcast of Benton Panther football is presented by Everett Buick GMC and sponsored, guys, by Riverside Grocery and Catering, who fed us, Terry, wonderfully tonight.
Well, so I went to East Arkansas to work on some blinds and had lunch at one of my favorite restaurants over in Stuttgart, and then I come home and have a big old mess of Riverside catfish. So from an eating perspective, I've had a pretty good day.
Yeah, very good. So Dio just came in hot off some trick-or-treating festivities with the grands.
Yeah, I had the grandkids over, and I ate dinner from another one of our sponsors, Lost Pizza. So all in all, it's a good food day for the crew.
Yeah.
It's been good. I did not partake of any candy. I told Steelman, I said, hey, every other piece you get tonight is Dotto's. And he looked at me like I was cross-eyed. So I don't think I'm going to have any candy waiting on me at home.
It'll be gone.
It'll be gone.
It'll be gone. So we're missing Justin tonight, who is being a father and taking his kids trick-or-treating. So hope Justin and the kiddos have a fun time. It is sponsored to you tonight by Lost Pizza Legends MVP, Hamilton Family Dentistry, who sponsors our halftime show. Kason Mertens, the director of Fellowship of Christian Athletes, will be our halftime guest tonight. Merchants and Farmers Bank, Jones Heating and Air, Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, Midtown Mechanical, Neo Home Loans, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, Solex Aesthetics, the City of Benton, Elliott Electrical, Truman Ball Real Estate, Lane's Chicken Fingers, Allied Glass, First Security Bank, Jones Heating and Air, ACDI, True Gentlemen, Congo Fireplace and Patio, Edward Jones agent Caitlin King, Westside Wellness, and Hirschfield Insurance agent Jason Kelly. And guys, as we rewind back to last week, history was made, and we had a nice, wonderful view as Benton defeated Catholic last week 63-0 in the 62nd all-time meeting. Brad Harris now the winningest coach in Benton High School history, Dio, with 84.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive, and the fact that he did it in
Berto and Calvin
very
Stafford.
short time span is even more impressive. And so hopefully tonight we add another.
He's a captain of the football team.
Coach Harris is able to add another
both
number
sides
to that. But I'm looking at what's on the screen, and I
Number
can see
three,
we're about to talk about Drew
defensive
Davis, and
back, wide receiver,
considering some of
Malik
the quarterbacks
Cummings.
we've had over the past. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and we'll talk to Kason a little bit about that at halftime. But Terry Drew over 8,000 yards now, over 100 passing touchdowns, and all he's going to do is add to that all-time record going forward.
Well, that's true, and you know, we've still got 2 regular season games to go, and then we've got the playoffs coming, and so Drew should put up some considerable more numbers before his tenure is over. And it's great that Kaysen's going to be the halftime guest tonight, and how cool it's been to be the broadcast crew that has seen Kaysen and his success, and then followed by Garrett Brown and all of his success, and now by Drew Davis, and 3 of the all-time great quarterbacks to come through this school.
Absolutely, and you think about last week, Drew had 6 touchdown passes. All 6 to either Will Carter or Poot Collett. They combined for 266 receiving yards. So the senior quarterback and his senior receivers doing yeoman's work last week. Tonight is the 17th all-time game between Benton and West Memphis. Panthers lead the series 9-7 and won last year 49-7 at the Palace. That game was 42-0 at halftime. Played the second half under the sportsmanship rule, and I'd be all for that again tonight, Dio.
Absolutely. I never dislike getting to go home early, and it's always great to watch. You get to see so many other kids for the Panthers come out and play, and I really think that's one of those things that over the years Benton has relied on to really generate that next group coming up with some experience. So this is a great opportunity tonight to show up in West Memphis, take care of business in the first half, and then let's see some of those mass substitutions again.
There you go. And Terry, you know, you and I growing up in Benton, we think back to the days where if you beat West Memphis, it was an anomaly.
Yeah.
West Memphis has always been tough for the Panthers back to the late 70s, early 80s.
Well, they've always had athletes, and that includes even tonight.
Yeah.
That they are very, very short on their bench. You and I were talking about that before pregame, with only 30-something players suited out tonight. And so a lot of their players are going to have to go both ways, and gosh, when you're trying to fight the Benton offense and you're going sideline to sideline on a lot of that early game stuff that we do, boy, that can make you tired really quick. And the Panthers are positioned for a win, but it's Halloween, boys.
Yep.
And we got to stay away from the Goblins tonight.
Well, and you look at that, Panthers winning 5 in a row over the Blue Devils. You take that off of that Benton leading the series 9-7. Up until 2020, we were 4-7 against West Memphis.
Exactly. So Brad Harris has certainly had a lot of success. We think about a couple of semifinal wins that got us to War Memorial over
games.
West Memphis.
Hey, and this is the infamous place of the what was that? What'd y'all call my rain outfit that time?
The Michelin Man.
The Michelin Man. But I looked like a cooked piece of chicken. Is what I looked like.
So as we go back to last week in the conference, Benton defeated Catholic 63-0 in a game that we were able to watch the fourth quarter in the complex as we celebrated Brad and Drew. Jonesboro's inability to recover an onside kick up 42-41 allowed Sylvan Hills to score late and win that one 49-42. Marion defeated Sheridan 61-51, and El Dorado went to West Memphis last week and defeated the Blue Devils 51-7. Now, tonight in the 6A East, Benton does play winless West Memphis tonight. Sheridan is at Sylvan Hills tonight, Dio, and we've got that one pulled up on the laptop. We're going to watch that one. That's a game. Both teams onside kick. They could play it on a 50-yard field, literally.
Both teams onside kick. Both teams, Sylvan Hills will punt it, but not as frequently as a normal team. Both coaches have the last name Kelly. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Both schools start with an S. I mean, we could keep going on all the similarities, but that's going to be a good game. I'm kind of excited that you've got it pulled up because I think that's going to be a score fest. That's going to be one of those track meet games, and to be honest with you, if Sylvan Hills makes a couple mistakes, Sheridan has the ability to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
And we would love a Sheridan victory tonight.
Yep.
I'm rooting for the alma mater.
No doubt. So am I. And Terry over under at 150.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the way they onside kick, that could be Sheridan gets a couple of onside kicks. That could be a difference.
Yeah,
well,
so-
I think Dio nailed it. That's Sheridan's good enough to win that game if they can get a few breaks or if Sylvan Hills makes a few mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's a game. Anytime you're playing Sheridan, candidly, that could happen.
Yeah.
You've got to execute. If you execute, then you're probably going to be okay. But if you don't, and again, tonight's Halloween, and I don't know what it is about Halloween games. People get distracted, and they don't execute, and sometimes you have some upsets.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the game that would probably be the national game of the week in the conference, if such existed, Jonesboro at El Dorado. Big game, playing for that third, fourth seed. That's going to really play into the playoff seeding, Dio.
Well, and watching Jonesboro play Sylvan Hills last week, I mean, Benton really made Jonesboro – either we're a lot better than, we played against Sylvan Hills, which I think is true, or Jonesboro's, a lot better than they showed us. They had an off night against us because Jonesboro really did put up a good fight against Sylvan Hills. I think that's a very even matchup, too. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be two athletes, athletes against athletes. The fact that it's at El Dorado means Jonesboro may be a little bit weary from the road, but that's going to be a good game to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. So, and then Catholic is at Marion tonight. Marion will come to the Palace next week for senior night. Last week in Saline County, Bryant defeated Cabot 49-3. Bauxite shut out Genoa Central 48-0. Harmony Grove went down to the Hill and fell to the Scrappers 35-10. And Jason Kelly's Glen Rose Beavers rolled over Cutter Morning Star 56-6. Tonight in Saline County, it's senior night at Bryant as they host the Charging Wildcats. Fountain Lake is at Harmony Grove. Bauxite is at Ashdown. And Glen Rose is at Paris tonight. We'll take our first commercial break, and when we come back, you'll hear from Brad Harris on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football, owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting, specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
We look at the conference race because of that win over Sylvan Hills is in the driver's seat.
Right.
We're tied for first, but they do have the tiebreaker. And part of the celebration Friday night was watching the end of that Jonesboro-Sylvan Hills game and rooting for the Hurricanes. So kind of how you see these last 2 weeks breaking down with Sylvan Hills having the tiebreaker over us.
Well, I said this earlier, we earned what we got earlier in the year, and but I've been real proud of how the guys are fighting for first, and we're still competing for a conference championship or a share of it, you know, and that'd be 3 in a row for us, which is phenomenal. We've got to take care of West Memphis and this week, and then we'll have Marion at home, who is kind of up and down team and have played really well at times. And then West Memphis played them to a 28-25 game earlier this year, you know. So we've got 2 games that we've got to make sure we focused on. And I think Drew or Bryson both said it, you know, we can't be complacent. We can't be content with where we're at. We got to take care of ourselves. That's the most important thing right now. You know, this week especially with a 0-8 team that we're facing. But, you know, so if we can take care of ourselves, put the pressure on them to make sure they don't stumble again, you know, and they've played a couple of close games.
Yeah.
And they've got Sheridan this week, and Sheridan, they're going to score some points on them, you know, and you know how Coach Kelly is. He's going to onside kick, and he's not going to punt. And how's that work out for him this week? Does it all click and fall into place, and he gets them onsides and flip the field and, you know, get a couple scores out? Can he convert on 4th down? How does that happen? I think, you know, if things fall the right way, it could be a heck of a ball game. You know, Jonesboro had a chance the other night. They didn't recover the onside kick. If they recover the onside kick, you know, we're sitting here in first place by ourselves, you know. But give credit to Sylvan Hills. They onside kicked, they executed it perfectly, get the onside kick, and then they go down and score with very little time to win the football game. They're playing really well right now still, you know. We would love to have another shot at them later on in the year if that happened, but I don't know how that's going to pan out. With if both of us went out, they'll be the 1 seed, we'll be the 2 seed, and we'll be off a week, but then we would host week 2 of the playoffs. And right now it kind of looks like it might be a Mountain Home Sheridan type game. We don't know for sure how that plays out. On the West this week, Mountain Home plays Van Buren. The winner of that game will be the 3 seed most likely. Everybody tells me that Mountain Home's probably going to win that game. They're the favorite, I guess you should say. You got to play the game though. So we'll see how that plays out. But you know, I like our team right now. I really do. And you know, people have already asked me, Coach, you got to go to Greenwood and semis. Hey, we got to beat them somewhere if we're going to win it. That's the mentality I have right now. And you know, 2 years, I guess in 2022, we went up there and had them on the ropes, had some chances. You know, let's if we got to go, let's go right through the heart of it, you know, and that's kind of the mentality that I've got right now.
Yep. So looking to the immediate future, West Memphis, and
right.
I asked Drew and Bryson, you know, the challenge of not overlooking a winless team. I'm
right.
sure there's some psychology that you're working through coaching the guys this week to emphasize that.
Right. We don't want it to sound like, hey, we're not worried about them, we're worried about ourselves. But I think when you play teams like this, you have to be really aware of what you're doing yourself. You know, we know that we're the better team, and they're a 0-8 team. You can't hide that from these guys. They got social media. They know some of these kids. They watch film. They see good teams. They see bad teams. They know that they don't execute all the time, offensively or defensively. And I think sometimes you got to focus on yourself and how you attack each day, more so in a week like this than you do if you're playing somebody that's undefeated and you're getting that. The motivation's there when you're playing a really good team a lot of times. But this week, you know, being complacent can get us, you know, and that's what we're trying to fight right now, and not being content with where we're at. So we've really, really worked on that. This is where I talked about it with them a lot. You know, one example I gave them, and you'll know this, you know, last year it happens at all levels. You know, guys think, oh, it don't happen at, you know, at our level or something like that. But, you know, Ouachita Baptist beat Harding last year, and then they've got Southern Naz, and Coach Knight and I are great friends, and he and I have talked, you know, they just had a letdown. And, you know, the Southern Naz comes in there, they haven't won a game all year. OBU's over, are undefeated, and it happened this week on, you know, the Halloween week. And, you know, so strange things happen on Halloween. This week, something we got to fight against. And so it can happen to anybody. You know, you see it in the pros, you see it in college football. So we just need to make sure we're protecting against that. And I know this. I've told the guys this all week. West Memphis has some talent. They have some athletes. If we line them up on a line and raced, they're probably beating us a lot of times. They're probably not as strong as us, and that's where we need to win. We need to be physical early, and we need to let them know it's a business trip for us. And you know, we've got to go in and try to break their spirits early, kind of like we do with Catholic. And if we let them hang around, they get momentum and they play harder. And when you play harder and you play with your heart a lot, it means something to you. you're in ball games. So we need to really go in there and we need to take it to them early in the ball game and kind of let them know that, hey, we're here for business and we're one of the best teams in the state, you know.
Good deal. Coach, good luck Friday.
Thank you very much.
The Panthers make the long trip to West Memphis.
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lane's is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Merchants and Farmers Bank has become the local choice for many Panther, Hornet, and Saline County fans. The bank has local owners, local board members, and makes local decisions with senior management who live in Saline County. They are truly small bank friendly with big bank products and services focused on Saline County. Drop by the Benton branch at 146 West South Street in downtown Benton or the Bryant branch at the corner of Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road and talk to their friendly team members. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show. As we go to the Edward Jones agent Caitlin King by the numbers. No stats from West Memphis this week, guys. So as we look at the Benton offense, Terry, and you get to sub in for Justin tonight, the passing numbers just keep inflating week after week. And after a rough start to the season in the Salt Bowl and then just that two-quarter game with North Little Rock, the offense is up to that 400-yard per game mark.
Yeah, they're getting back, but also keep in mind the last 2 or 3 games, you know, we've only played the first half really with the starters. The second team has kind of come on, so the numbers have come down a little bit to what they even could be. But, yeah, the Panther offense really putting up good numbers, averaging 45 points a game, which was a much improved over what we had been doing. Last year averaged over 50 yards a game, or 50 points a game. And so the Panther offense is really kind of getting back in gear now that we're healthy and we've got our starters back and everything is back to par.
Yeah, the Sylvan Hills game is the oddball, 35. You think Jonesboro 55, 87, 60, 63. I mean, this offense has been putting up points like crazy.
Well, that's because you've got 4 players with double-digit touchdowns as a receiver. And so, you know, anytime a quarterback can hurt you in 4 different ways, especially with 2 of them being rock stars, and, I mean, that's just hard to cover.
Yeah, and you get Bryson Griffiths back tonight, who they had high hopes for. He's been out most of the year with injury. So it's an offense that just keeps getting better week after week. Defensively, Dio, the rush yards allowed are coming down. The pass yards very good at just 214. The defense threw its first shutout of the season last week.
Yeah, the defense really played well last week, and they needed to. I mean, I think before last week we were averaging closer to like 180 yards allowed on the ground. And so, you know, the Sheridan game kind of skews both sides of the stat sheet because there was over 1,000 total yards in that game. But that kind of did make up for the North Little Rock. The defense has been streaky this year.
That's exactly right.
Is I think the easiest way to put it, because it kind of depends on which Panther defense shows up as to what we're going to see. Now tonight, you've got it's windy, it's cold in West Memphis. You're playing a team that is not done very well offensively all year. So this is another week that should help the defense pad their stats if they just show up.
Yep.
And do what they're supposed to.
And as you heard Brad Harris say in the coaches interview, they want to break the spirit of West Memphis early, because he felt like they did that against Catholic last week and really shut them down.
That's a very Halloweenish kind of quote, to break their spirit on Halloween.
Right.
I like it.
Tip the hat to Brad Harris. That was his quote. So this week in Panther sports, the varsity volleyball season ended on Monday as the Lady Panthers were upset by Shallow Christian in the opening round of the 5A state volleyball tournament. And I think it's fair to say that all of Benton has been spoiled by Coach Shoup and her ladies' success over the years. We're just not used to a season not ending at Banco ZK Arena.
I know, it's kind of a shocker.
Yeah.
But, every now and then, it happens. But those ladies had a heck of a season. They have they have a lot to be proud of. And I have a feeling that next year is going to be another great season.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you want your program to be, right?
Right.
Where the expectation is the championship game every year. And then when you lose in the playoffs, not that you made the playoffs, but when you lose in the playoffs, it's a disappointment. That's where you want your program to be. And this team has got a lot of real talent on it, especially that 9th grade group, which will be 10th graders next year. That's a really salty team, and they're just going to be better. They'll be back next year.
Yeah, the Lady Panthers did win the conference title for the 8th consecutive season, and the junior high Lady Panthers won their conference championship in the regular season, finished second in last Saturday's conference tournament. So the future unbelievably bright for Benton volleyball and football. The JV won, and we talked about that at Panther Live, the best JV season since Brad Harris has been head coach. They finished 6-1, defeated Lake Hamilton 17-7 on Monday night. 7th grade also won at Lake Hamilton on Monday to finish their season with just one loss. The 8th grade and freshmen were off last night. They will finish up on Thursday at home against the Bryant Hornets. The 8th grade will play Bryant Blue. That's the Bethel Middle School version of the Bryant 8th grade team. The freshmen will play Bryant. Kickoff at 5:30 for the 8th graders and at 7 o'clock for the freshmen. Both Benton teams are 5-4, looking to finish the season with 6 wins each. All right, time for our True Gentleman Picks the Click tonight. And Dio, you're up first this week.
Well, because I got to pick first, which means I was last week, by the way, I'm going to take Drew Davis and Weston Monson. Drew Davis is Drew Davis. There's no other explanation needed. When he plays well, the team is going to do well offensively. And Weston Monson has really become kind of the heartbeat of the defense. He just plays with such energy and passion. Love watching how he attacks the line of scrimmage, and so expect Weston to have a good game tonight.
Yeah, team leader in tackles with 77, tied with Logan Hipskin in tackles for loss with 8. Terry, who you got?
Well, I've got Will Carter on offense. Will spent the first 3 or 4 games on the bench with an injury. Comes back, he's 35 catches for 623 yards and 12 touchdowns, 4 of which came last week. I expect him to have another big night. And then I got Bryson Mattia. Bryson's only got 40 tackles on the season, but Jim, it felt like he had half of those last week.
Yeah.
He just had a monster game, and he's got 10 quarterback hurries. And what I really like about him is the disruption, Dio, that he causes in that backfield from the middle linebacker position, and I think he's going to have a good night tonight.
Justin is going with Poot Collett on offense, and Cordell Payne, who has 6 picks in the last 4 games from his free safety spot on defense. Now it's time for our Westside Wellness Keys to Victory, and Dio for the defense tonight. What you got?
I need to get off the bus. That's pretty much it. If the PDC that we saw last week will just get off the bus this week, they'll do their job. That's all they got to do is be themselves.
Panthers come onto the field through the smoke provided by Independent Fire Extinguisher Sales and Service, which is just right up the road from where we're broadcasting tonight on Bird Street. Justin wants to keep building the offensive identity with efficient passing. It was such an efficient night from both Drew Davis and Chase Cobb last week. So Justin wants to see that continue. Terry, the overall key to victory?
Well, just stay consistent on the road. We've had 3 really good weeks and executed at a higher level the last 3 weeks, and this week we've got to do that. We've got the Goblins could be out, but we've got to show up like the Ghostbusters.
Nice, bro. With the Halloween reference. Nice.
Did you work on that all the way back from Stuttgart today?
I did not.
That was a spontaneous? That's awesome, Terry. I'm impressed. As the Panthers in gray pants, white jerseys, and maroon helmets tonight. A first for that combo this year. Benton going to kick off. It's 58 degrees in West Memphis, and as we know from being there in the Crow's Nest press box, that wind always blows across the Delta in East Arkansas.
Oh, at nighttime, it's a good 30-mile-an-hour wind, it seems like, especially when you're up there. And that Crow's Nest, you can feel it swaying back and forth. I feel kind of sorry for our camera crew tonight, to be honest with you.
Hunter Barksdale, Aaron Garrett, and our on-site tech guy, Zach Brown, tonight there at Hamilton Schultz Field as Gabe Wilbur kicks it off for the Panthers. And it's an end-over-end kick that is muffed at the 7-yard line, bouncing around, and down there to make the tackle for the Panthers is Jeremiah Wade, and West Memphis is going to start on their own 8-yard line.
And you can tell that wind is in our face for the kickoff, because that ball was 10 yards shy of the end zone, and that is not like Wilbur.
Ungabe Wilbur-like. As we look at the starters on defense for the Panthers, Avian Beard is the nose. Carson Conyers is the defensive end. Getting the start at jack linebacker is Connor Stevens. Strong linebacker is Weston Monson, who's making a recruiting visit tomorrow to Harding. Bryson Mattia, the middle linebacker. Antonio Shelton, the weak linebacker. Logan Hipskins, the spur. Trey Stewart and Messiah Holloway, the corners. Austin Hill, the bandit. Cordell Payne, the free safety. On first down, West Memphis going to throw underneath. Catch is made. Austin Hill, Cordell Payne are going to combine to make the tackle on Jose Guerrero.
Pass complete out to Guerrero. Stevens on the tackle for Benton.
Guerrero is up to the 17-yard line, a gain of 9. It's second down and 1 for the Blue Devils. So they operate with 4 receivers, single back in the backfield. We've got a whistle and a pause before we can get the next play off in this first quarter, brought to you by Neo Home Loans. Quarterback for West Memphis is the sophomore Andrew Clay, wears number 11, 5'9", 160 pounds. The running back, Carlos Williams, listed at 5'5", 175. So they bring a man in motion. Panthers showing blitz. Hand it off to Williams, running wide, and Weston Monson's going to trip him up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be third down and 1.
That's that reach that Monson has, just being able to get out there, because he was beat if it were a foot race, but able to use those long arms and trip up the running back. And I can't wait to see what a college program puts on his frame. I'm telling you right now, you give him a college weight regimen and eating, and he's going to be a monster.
He's the monster in the middle at linebacker on this third down and 1 for West Memphis. They hand it off to Williams. He bounces it outside, gives ground, fumbles the football, and the Panthers are all over it. Did he call him down? No. Panther football. I thought he had called him down, and Benton's going to have it in the red zone.
And that was Cordell Payne recovering it.
Yes. So he didn't get the pick, but he gets the fumble recovery, Dio.
I think Justin knows some stuff. He's got some insider information.
Well, that fumble caused by Hipskin.
Yep. Sure was.
Getting out and making a huge tackle.
So the Panthers have it first down and 10 at the West Memphis 17. Is Pilk getting to wear number 74 again tonight at right tackle. Drew Davis takes a snap. He's looking. Panthers going for the end zone on first down. Going for Poot, who makes the catch. One play. Touchdown, Panthers.
Wow, man. What touch on that pass. And then Poot tracking that thing in and then going up and high pointing that ball.
That was the most impressive part because realistically he was getting interfered with, but he just went up, and that's what you call just strong hands grabbing a hold of that ball and hanging on to it.
It's Gabe Wilbur on for the PAT. He's 43 of 43 on the season. Easton Snellings holds. Cason Wright snaps, and that kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:42 to go in the first quarter, a one-play 17-yard drive, and the Panthers up 7-0 following the Cordell Payne fumble recovery. Just like you draw it up, Dio.
I'm going to tell you right now, that great series on defense and then a one-play offensive drive, I mean, that is an ideal situation.
Efficient passing, Terry, 1 for 1, and it goes for 6.
Yeah. I mean, batting 1,000?
Yeah. That is batting 1,000 for sure.
So the Panthers grab an early lead with – hold on just a second, boys. We scored at the 9:42 mark. Why does the clock say 9:27?
They kept running it.
So we may have a really abbreviated
game. Yeah, I was about to say, West Memphis is really trying to get out of here. They're running it rolling before he even kicks it.
I think some of the folks in blue are not wanting to drag this one out tonight as Carlos Williams is thumped at the 24-yard line, and that's where West Memphis will put it in play. Are we playing by the mercy rule in the first quarter? Because the clock is running.
Yeah, that's I'm not sure what's
Did they just agree to play the entire game under the mercy rule?
Maybe they did.
We're going to have to get the
Did you see who made that tackle on the kickoff?
I did not see who made that tackle. Admittedly, I was too focused on this clock running when it should,
that's what I
shouldn't have been, to be honest with you.
We are mystified. I know Carson Conyers made that tackle.
Carson Conyers made that one.
And what a difference he's been on that D-line, Dio.
Boy, he really has come along in the last couple of weeks. When we first saw him, what game was that he really first started getting some serious playing time?
El Dorado.
It was El Dorado, and he really showed up. But, I mean, he plays with a great motor.
He's wearing a billy club on that left hand. When I see a D end with a billy club, it reminds me of Garrett Taylor.
I was about to say, every time I see a D end, I think about Garrett Taylor, and that was another fun defense to watch right there with that crew.
Well, you saw him with that swim move.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great swim move.
Yeah.
Kevius Woods made the catch for
It was Logan Hipskin on the tackle, I believe.
First down for West Memphis. At the 35-yard line, sophomore Andrew Clay drops back to take the shotgun snap. Panthers showing blitz. They hand it off to Williams, and Williams is going to run into Weston Monson, Antonio Shelton, Corey Anderson in there as well after a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 for the Blue Devils. So they go trips to the wide side of the field. Clay takes a snap. He's looking right, throwing right, and that ball thrown well over his receiver's head, incomplete. It's third down.
Hey, they stopped the clock for that.
Well, that one looked like a little like receiver ran the wrong way.
Very well could have been.
That ball was about 15 yards different.
So third down and 8 for the Blue Devils. As Sheridan has grabbed a 6-0 lead early on Sylvan Hills tonight.
That.
Again, trips to the right for the Blue Devils on this third down. Clay looking that way all the way. Fires a dart and a catch is made. And that's going to be a big play for the Blue Devils as Marcellus Smith carries it down to the Benton 33.
Yeah, it looked like Corey Anderson on that coverage was able to get the tackle. Kind of left a little space there, Dio, and the young sophomore threw a strike.
Yeah, they ran kind of a deep corner route, and Corey Anderson just didn't pick him up until it was too late. But the quarterback really, that was one of his better throws of the night.
And now the West Memphis offense has got Benton to line up off sides, and it's going to be 1st and 5.
30 yards on that reception as they go back to the ground with Carlos Williams, and he is down to the 25, a gain of 3.
Yeah, Drake Woodard on the tackle there, just swallowing him up.
So 2nd down and 2 for West Memphis. Shades of Catholic last week. Remember, Catholic had that 38-yard reception.
Yeah.
And 81 yards of offense. So almost half their offense for the game came on one pass. Let's see if the PDC can lock down like they did last week as they send a receiver in motion. Hand it off to Williams, and Drake Woodard is in the backfield again with Weston Monson to dump him for a loss.
Yeah, Woodard and Monson both combining there. You know, prior to that last snap, I was about to say West Memphis's offensive line had been playing really well, but that time the Panther defense got in that backfield.
Well, and I think realistically this game is going to be one of those that as we get further into the game, these guys are going to be more and more winded on this West Memphis team. You're going to see a little bit of a different kind of ball game.
As Clay lobs it up deep. Catch is made in the end zone as the receiver, Kevius Woods, got behind A.P. Lewis, and that goes for a 29-yard West Memphis touchdown.
Wow, just got back behind him. Defensive backfield. Uh-oh.
We're going to get a hold to wipe it out?
Well, that would be good because the defensive backfield just took that last play off.
I think it is because I think he's about to. Yep. I think he already called it, but it was a hold.
So a hold against West Memphis, going to back him up 10 and take the touchdown off the board. And it is 3rd down and 16.
What a huge change.
Snap back to Clay. Drops back. He's scrambling. He's pressured by Antonio Shelton. Able to get away from him, but Monson's going to chase him out of bounds around the 32-yard line. So a gain of 7, and that'll leave West Memphis with 4th and 9.
I'm going to tell you right now, that QB has got some – he's got some
wheels.
He's got some speed. You saw when he decided to get away, he took off.
Actually mark him out at the 31, so it's 4th down and 8 for the Blue Devils. Panthers need to make that penalty that wiped off the score pay right here and get a stop. As Panthers show blitz, Clay drops back looking left. He's throwing deep again for Kevius Woods, and that time he doesn't come up with it. It's Cordy Anderson in coverage for the Panthers, and the PDC gets the stop after the penalty erased the score.
Man, what a huge penalty that was. You go from having 6 on the board to putting yourself in the 3rd and very long and then don't convert. Benton's going to have the football 1st and 10.
Well, and now Benton needs to come out and have a efficient drive, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another one of these one-play drives the way Drew Harris has been, dialing up the offense lately.
Yeah.
So Drew will have Gunnar Deaton in the backfield with him. We'll get the starters on offense after this play as Drew drops back. He's throwing for the West Memphis sideline. Catch is made as Poot slips out of bounds at the 45, a gain of 14 and a first down. Starters tonight for Benton on the offensive line: Madison Hurd, Jaron Ginther, Sam Harris, Barrett Pettit, and Garrett Pilkington. The receivers are Will Carter, Carson Collett, Easton Snellings, and John Curtis Barger. Gunnar Deaton's in the backfield. Drew Davis is your Benton Panther quarterback as he shuffles it forward to Gunnar Deaton. That's a new play we have not seen so far this year, and Gunnar carries into West Memphis territory for an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, a little inside shuffle. Little shuffle pass. Almost runs like an off-tackle play.
Yeah, it really does.
Like a little forward option, too.
Yeah.
It's a nice design. 2nd and 2 Panthers at the West Memphis 47. Fake to Deaton. Quick throw. Catch is made by Will Carter, and Will is going to have the first down as takes 5 Blue Devils not to get him down but get him out of bounds, and the Panthers will move the sticks, first down.
Yeah, he's trying to tackle Will Carter up high. Somebody needs to let him know. That ain't going to work.
I still go back to that play last week against Catholic where he caught the ball and then kind of had to jump stop to keep his back. That was some of the best body control I've ever seen.
Drew lobs this one up for a streaking Easton Snellings, who could not come down with it. Thought Easton was going to wrestle that one away from the safety, but he was unable to hold on.
Well, that was really well defended, truth be told. If he would have caught that, that would have been pretty impressive.
That would have been extremely impressive. The defense really had him covered up, and Drew threw a ball and dropped it right in there, but the defense wrestled it away from him.
5 plays, 5 passes thus far for the Panther offense. As they go to the ground for the first time tonight, Gunnar Deaton is going to bear crawl his way to the 35, give him 7, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
Bear crawl is absolutely what he was doing there. Got underneath the defense and just crawled his way for another 2 yards.
Scrappy Gunnar. 2:45 to go in a rapidly moving first quarter as Drew Davis is going to breaks a tackle. Flag comes in. Drew's in the secondary. Drew's in the end zone if the play holds. So that's a 35-yard jaunt, and we'll see what the penalty is.
I have a feeling it's in the area of holding.
Well, it's likely what it's going to be called, but I'll tell you this, the Davises need to put that play on the highlight reel anyways.
Yeah.
What a fantastic play by Drew Davis. Unfortunately, it's going to come back.
So that's 2 touchdowns in this first quarter, wiped out by holding penalties, one by each team. And it'll back the Panthers up 10 and leave them with 3rd down and 13 from the West Memphis 45. Panthers look to the sideline. Snellings and Poot to the near side. Barger and Carter to the far side. Now Poot in motion to the far side, and we've got a whistle and a false start. Going to back Benton up 5 more and leave them with 3rd and 18.
Well, this is the kind of stuff that goblins are made of. You've got to stay focused and be consistent.
Do you remember 2 years ago when we played at West Memphis? We called the game here from the Jim Landers studio. We had about 87 false start penalties that night, if you remember.
It was awful.
We do not want a repeat of that as Drew rolls to his left, throws, and the catch is made by Will Carter, and he's going to have the first down to the Blue Devil 26-yard line, a gain of 24.
Boy, and that defender thought he had that ball picked off.
Well, and Dio, I was just about to say that's the difference in having that arm versus a normal arm. Normal arm, that probably gets picked off, but Drew fired a fastball in there and was able to hit Will Carter for a huge first down. So
1st and 10 Panthers at the Devil 26. Drew looking right, going to throw underneath to a wide open Carson Collett, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds at the 23, a gain of 3. I want to say a big hello to all the folks at Deer Camp tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's youth hunt tomorrow. I know the mayor's got his grandsons at Deer Camp tonight, and hope a lot of young boys and dads and grandpas make good memories in the morning. 2nd down and 8, Panthers at the Devil 24-yard line. Drew gives instructions to the line, moves Gunnar Deaton to the sidecar on his left. Now motions Carson Collett. West Memphis in the zone. Nobody went with him. Will Carter makes the catch, gets a good block on the edge, and Will inside the 20. Man, Will is refusing to go down tonight.
Well, you're not going to arm tackle Will Carter. He is a strong runner after he gets that.
And usually that's a phrase reserved for, your big guys like your old Chase Shamlins and guys like that. You're not going to arm tackle, but Will Carter, just shifty.
3rd down and call it a long 2 for the Panthers at the Devil 19. Drew drops back, lobs it to the right corner. The end zone for Will Carter, touchdown. So we've got a touchdown to Poot, a touchdown to Carter. That's the last 8 Benton touchdowns by that senior trio.
Man, and what a pass. As you watch the replay here, just look at the ease of this throw and how it just drops right in.
Well, and even before the ball was snapped, they just, on the close-up, you saw Drew point down, which he was signaling to Will, and I know Justin, if he were here, he would know exactly what that meant. But that ball was going to one person on one route, and when the ball was snapped, Drew Davis didn't have to think about it. He was just putting it up and letting his best receiver go get it.
I think what's going on the field is that the head referee has now decided that it's time to wake up the guy running the clock.
Exactly.
Because that dude is absolutely trying to get out of here.
Yeah, that was the fastest first quarter we've seen all year.
Yeah, and the clock actually ran out on the PAT. They put 13 seconds back on the clock. It's a perfect snap from Wright, perfect hold from Snellings, and a perfect kick from Gabe Wilbur puts Panthers up 14-0. Your Edward Jones agent Caitlin King scoring summary. How about 9 plays, 69 yards in 4 minutes, 15 seconds?
That's like a lengthy drive for the Panthers.
Yeah, but don't you think that was aided by poor clock keeping? Because Benton never has a 4-minute drive.
No.
And all but one play was in the air.
Yeah.
So.
And we had several times we went out of bounds.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
By the way, Sheridan's up 12-0 on Sylvan Hills right now. I'm just sharing what's going on.
But Sylvan Hills is already in the red zone.
They are.
So
they are.
Justin Ray letting us know certain signals, but we will not relay them over the air. Gabe Wilbur's kickoff is going to be, it's dropped again. And I tell you, Marcellus Smith has done a good job catching passes and struggled catching kickoffs, and it's going to be a touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10. Blue Devils at the 20. It's the clock at 5 seconds. We'll see if they get a snap off before it runs out.
I think if you touch the ball and drop it and then it rolls in the end zone, it's where you touched it is where you should get the ball.
Agreed. As the Blue Devil offense to the line of scrimmage. We've got a whistle, and the clock did run out.
Good gravy.
And the Panthers have gone to the sideline. The West Memphis offense is going nowhere. We've got major clock issues tonight in Crittenden County. Now, there were 5 seconds. They put 3 on the clock.
I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. I think this guy's prepared for a sportsmanship rule.
He's trying to go trick-or-treating. He's got some candy to go get.
So Andrew Clay hands off to Carlos Williams, and he is thumped by Cordell. We've got our first entry into the Hirschfield Insurance collision of the game. The clock didn't start on that play, and now they're running it. Mercy, this is fun.
Well, he lifted him smooth up in the air.
Cordell's going for a sweep of the collision of the game, guys, as we have come to the end of the first quarter. It's Benton 14, West Memphis nothing. We'll take a break and come back with the second quarter right after this.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
So we start the second quarter 14-0. Panthers lead it over West Memphis. Second quarter brought to you by Jones Heat and Air as the throw underneath to Guerrero. He is going to be tackled by Aiden Bateman at the 38-yard line, a gain of 8 and a first down for the Blue Devils.
You can tell Cordell is used to running an alley because he just olayed the receiver on that one because nobody was setting the edge. He ended up olaying him and setting the edge, but as good as that hit was on the last one, he followed it up with a whiff.
So West Memphis with a massive shift of receivers and an attached tight end moves out wide to the near side. Andrew Clay's going to hand it off to Carlos Williams. And Williams burrows his way to the 44-yard line, a gain of 8 on first down.
Stevens and Shelton on that tackle.
They back it up to the 43, so that'll make it second down and 3. Sheridan leads Sylvan Hills 20-7, 4:30 still left in the first quarter. I'm telling you, they're on their way to 150.
Yeah.
Everybody's onside kicking. They're playing on a 50-yard field tonight in Sherwood. Second down and 3. Clay on a quarterback run all the way. And Connor Stevens drops him for a loss back at the 38.
Yeah, Connor Stevens saying, pay attention to me too.
Well, that was a good hit. I mean, he leveled him.
Clocked him in the backfield.
And it will be third down and 9 for the Blue Devils. Back at their 38. It's Connor playing the middle linebacker. They've walked Bryson Mattia up to the defensive end on the near side. Clay drops back. He's going to scramble. No, he's not. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Connor Stevens with the sack.
2 plays in a row for our man Connor Stevens. Just absolutely playing lights out right now on defense.
The great quarterback sack. He rolled out. He was looking to get downfield and wisely tucked that ball.
Yeah, he thought about throwing it, didn't he, Terry? But he couldn't figure out how to get rid of it without probably getting it picked off.
Connor's 4th sack of the season. He has had an awesome senior year. It's a punt away from West Memphis. Corey Anderson back to receive for the Panthers, and he's going to let it hit and roll, and it is going to roll and be downed at the 43-yard line, and that's where Benton will put it in play. Want to remind everybody of the new Hometown Hero banner program. There are 60 spots available, and it is open to all active duty and veterans of all branches of the military. Have your loved one's picture fly on a banner over South Street downtown for an entire year, and then at the end of the year, that banner will be given to you and your family to keep. For more information, contact the city office. 1st and 10 Panthers at the 43. Drew Davis drops back, looking downfield, now coming underneath, throws it to Easton Snellings. Easton breaks the tackle, and he's going to be into West Memphis territory to the 42-yard line, a gain of 15.
Boy, what a great move by Easton that time. Shook the first defender and then was able to get down the field for another 6 yards.
I'm keeping the clock on my – now, why is the clock running?
Yeah, it's a first down. It should have stopped.
Well, it did stop. Did they restart it?
They do. But I think he restarted it a lot sooner than the official signal as Brendan Murdoch carries down to the 36, a gain of 6.
Murdoch's really been playing well. We talked about it the last couple of weeks. It's good to see him back in the game and getting a few snaps.
Yeah. He's the kind of player that needs to get into a little bit of a rhythm. Need to give him – it's tough in an offense like this where you're just running every 6th play, it seems like.
West Memphis showing an all-out blitz.
And Drew Davis aware of it. Got a 1-on-1 matchup to the near side to Easton, and that ball deflected and batted away. That was a nice play by Martavian Sanders for West Memphis.
Yeah, Sanders playing both running back and defensive back. Really did a good job of busting that play up.
Yeah.
Because that was a touchdown otherwise.
So 3rd down and 4, Benton at the Blue Devil 36-yard line. And now we've got a whistle. Did we get a...
We got a free 5.
Free 5, does it look like? West Memphis defensive end Austin White was offside. That's exactly the call, and Benton's going to get a first down thanks to the West Memphis offside.
We're going to have to score quick the way this clock operator's running, because I feel like that's part of their strategy is run the clock so they can't mercy rule us in the first half.
Drew drops back down the center of the field, wide open. Easton couldn't hold on to it, and boy, you know he's going to be frustrated as he found a seam. Drew dropped it in there, and Easton couldn't hold on to the ball.
Boy, he had him wide open too.
Wide open.
He was going to walk in.
Sometimes those are the hardest balls to catch when you no competition. You're just thinking about, I'm about to score.
As A.P. Lewis checks in, he is set just off of left tackle Madison Hurd. Handoff to Murdoch, and Murdoch runs hard down to the 24, a gain of 7, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, I'll take 7 yards carry every time.
Heck yeah.
Good hard run by Murdoch.
So 3rd down and 3. Ball at the West Memphis 24. As Collick goes in motion. Here's that option play. Going to flip it out to Poot. He's got the first down inside the 20. Wrestled out of bounds at the 18 by Darian Key. Pickup of 6, and that'll move the chains.
Well, the important part is he got the first down, Dio. That was a really good play fake. And then that's got to be a tough ball to throw. Throwing on the run in a short pass and then having some touch on it. Nice pass by Drew Davis.
The ultimate RPO right there. First down and 10, Benton in the red zone at the Blue Devil 18 as Drew looks left. He throws back to the center. Touchdown, Will Carter. That is 9 in a row between Drew, Will, and Poot. Touchdown, Panthers.
Another good strike by Drew Davis. Patiently watched his receivers develop their route and just found Carter coming across the middle. See Carter plant that foot, separate the two defenders.
Well, and
perfect.
You saw him give a little signal there, letting him know. Now that wasn't the same signal that he threw the last touchdown on. So that was a what looked like a hey, sit down in that middle of that zone right there on the seam.
So Wilbur's extra point is good. Panthers lead at 21-0 with 7:11 to go in the first half. And the timing on that drive, Dio, looks a little better. 7-play, 57-yard drive in a minute 52.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
I was watching the clock that time, too.
And the important part is that the clock operator has stopped the clock.
Yeah, exactly. And we're only 14 points away from that not being an issue in the second half. And I know that was the goal, to try to make quick work of it tonight. And so far, so good as the Panthers lead at 21-0. Sylvan Hills has scored. It is 2014 Sheridan with 2:28 to go in the first quarter in that big game. Nope, correction. Sylvan Hills just broke 180 yards, and the Bears have tied it.
That's how the games with Sheridan go. They are so streaky from a scoring standpoint.
And it happened so fast as Wilbur's kickoff into the end zone, and West Memphis will start at their own 20-yard line. That's first touchback tonight for Gabe. So obvious the wind is blowing out of the south there. So Blue Devils huddle up around head coach Vincent Newton. In his second year leading the Blue Devils, he was the head coach at Crossett before taking the job there at West Memphis. May remember Robert Hooks was the head coach, longtime Bryant assistant with Buck James, and he went back to Osceola. As Carlos Williams gets the carry, he bounces it outside. Boy, the Panther pursuit outstanding as Mattia buries him for no gain.
Yeah, Logan Hipskin did a good job of making that initial contact and getting him slowed down.
Yeah, as that replay started, you saw Hipskin break down and then make the pursuit to the outside. Never let him go.
Yeah.
So second down and 10, Blue Devils. 6:30 to go in the first half. It's been all Panthers tonight. As Clay drops back, he's forced to scramble. Flag comes in as Avian Beard and company make the tackle basically at the line of scrimmage, and that should be a hold. We'll see what Brad Harris elects to do. It'll be 3rd and 10 if the Panthers decline the penalty.
Kind of feel like that's a decline that may be coming.
Is outside of the 30-yard pass, again, West Memphis not doing a lot offensively, and Coach Harris does decline the penalty. And that'll make it 3rd down and 10 for West Memphis. See Noah Chastain in there at a linebacker spot. Noah Robertson, defensive end to the near side, is Coach Harris and company getting some fresh faces on the field as Andrew Clay lobs it up deep, and he overthrows his intended receiver, and it'll be 4th and long, and should see the West Memphis punt team.
And Clay absolutely got walloped as he released that ball. If the hit would have been a half second earlier, who is that that got in? Mattia. Yeah. Well, he launched it, though. just had no touch on it.
So West Memphis is going to punt it away. Corey Anderson back to receive for the Panthers. That's Braden Baker, the West Memphis kicker.
Baker on the punt.
There's a whistle before he could get it off, and going to back West Memphis up 5 more, according to Trey Stewart, who was very demonstratively signaling it was against the Blue Devils.
He was convinced he knew the call.
Yes, he was.
Well, it looked like Lee White, number 83, kind of bobbled a little bit there. That's what got him.
You know, we haven't seen a punt return for a touchdown yet this year.
As the kick is very short. It takes a West Memphis roll, but going to be down at the 43-yard line. So Benton up 21-0, guys, in great field position at the Blue Devil 43.
And the great news for the Benton Panther offense is we didn't lose a second on that play.
No, they didn't run the clock. Still sitting at 6:05 left in the second quarter.
You know, when it's this bad, you feel a license to pick on them a little bit.
A little bit.
So first down, Benton at the Blue Devil 43-yard line. Gunnar Deaton back in at running back. Fake to Gunnar. Drew pumps, throws, catch by Will Carter. And Will is going to have it down around the 20. Yes, they mark him at the 20. A gain of 23 and a first down.
Great catch right there. That's good defense, too. He took a pretty good pop right there as he caught the ball. Was able to hang on to it.
How about a John Curtis Barger touchdown right here? Let's get the senior in the end zone. It's Drew throwing. That ball going to be picked off as the ball underthrown, and Malik Cummings intercepts it in the end zone. As Drew, after a couple of weeks without an interception, underthrows that one, and Malik Cummings comes up with it for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's Drew's 7th pick on the year.
But his pick to touchdown ratio is still pretty solid.
Yeah, it's very solid.
In fact, it's 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not a bad ratio.
No. So West Memphis will have it with 5:42 to go in the first half. Panthers lead at 21-0, and you can see Carson Conyers and company ready to dig in the PDC here, get the ball back for the offense. Clay takes a snap, looking, throwing, and his receiver got turned around as he was trying to get it to Marcellus Smith. Pass thrown out of bounds, incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Well, as Jim mentioned earlier, Clay just a sophomore. He's dealing with a lot of pressure right now. And West Memphis has got some receivers that are open, but boy, they're sure asking a lot out of a sophomore quarterback.
Well, especially with this Benton defense just in your face, almost at the snap of the ball. Weston Monson was coming right at him when he threw that ball.
It's a give off coming to the near side. That's a new running back in there, Austin Hill, with first contact on Demetrius Kraft, a sophomore running back for the Blue Devils. We're calling a lot of sophomores names for this West Memphis team.
Yeah. Which that's great for West Memphis. Give these guys some experience. By the time those guys are seniors, if they're still playing, they're gonna have some great in-game experience.
Yes. In fact, they started 5 sophomores on offense tonight in their starting lineup. 3rd down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Clay drops back, steps up into the pocket. Now he's flushed, running to the near side and forced out of bounds. And we're going to get a late hit on Antonio. And that's going to give West Memphis 15 yards and a first down.
Yeah, Antonio got there and was there to make the tackle, but didn't pull up. as he ran out of bounds, and that's going to give them a free 15, but more importantly for them, a first down.
As we are joined in the, what'd you call it, Jim? The palatial Jim Landers studio.
Headquarters of M&M Productions.
In walks former Panther quarterback great, former sideline reporter great, current FCA leader great, Casey Mertens. And dad. And a great dad. And husband. I'm sure your wife will appreciate it. We could ask Camille about that.
Well, we need to publicly thank Camille for letting you
for real
come join us for a few minutes tonight as Kraft gets the carry up to the 49-yard line, a gain of 5.
Met in the hole by Bryson Mattia.
Gain of 5, second down and 5.
Had a lot of fun talking with Bryson at Lost Pizza last Tuesday. You know, his grandfather is Coach Zachary. John Zachary, longtime assistant at Westside Junior High. And,
Go Cougars.
East side, west side, who is the best side, right?
That's right.
Is that the pass right through Guerrero's hands, incomplete? Bryson says he does get some coaching from Grandpa.
I bet
Make
he
no
does.
mistake about it.
I bet he does.
3rd down and 5 coming up for the Blue Devils. 4:55 to go in the first half. First half that has only taken 45 minutes. I was kind of worried if Kaysen showed up at 8, he might miss halftime.
Yeah.
As Clay looks to the sideline. Mattia, Beard, Drake Woodard preparing to bring the pressure. As Clay throws underneath, having to make a diving catch as Marcellus Smith, and he does so a 1.5 yards shy of the first down. And on 4th and a long 1, I'm sure West Memphis down 21 is going to go for it.
Well, you think on our side of the field, it's going to make the most sense.
As the West Memphis offense looks to their sideline for the play to be signaled in. 4th down and a long 1, Blue Devils. As they bring Guerrero in motion to the near side. Now we're going to get a false start on West Memphis. And that'll back them up 5 and make it 4th and 7.
Well, that's a pretty big penalty for them.
Well, to go 4th and 2 basically to 4th and 7, it's a tough ask.
Well, their offensive line has been playing pretty well tonight. And, you know, you feel like 4th and 2 is pretty makeable for their running game because they've got several different options there, and they've performed pretty well so far.
They waved that off. He just waved that flag off. They moved the ball back to the –
Boy, that's a first.
How do you call a penalty and then turn around?
Well, first of all,
a minute later and call it off.
Did they call a timeout?
Yeah, West Memphis called timeout. And I can't imagine what could have possibly happened if they sure did, D.O.
That's what I'm saying. I saw him wave
What
it
in the
off.
world?
I guess maybe they're trying to argue that they called the timeout before the penalty.
Wow.
I'm not sure if we were at the stadium we'd be any more clear than the confusion we have right now. Is that could be the only thing. They called timeout before the false start. So we're back to 4th and a long 1 as Guerrero goes in motion to the left side. He's going to lead Kraft through the hole, and Kraft picks up the first down as Corey Anderson makes the tackle at the 42. A gain of 6, first down Blue Devils.
I'm confused.
Yeah, and, you know, they did exactly what I thought that they would, which is line up and run the ball between the tackles.
Well, and Kraft hit that hole hard. He's running the ball really well. He's a little bit bigger back than their starter.
So 1st and 10, Blue Devils at the Benton 42. As Clay is pressured, dumps it off underneath to Guerrero. And Guerrero picks up a first down to the Benton 29. That's a gain of 13.
Well, and not Hipskin, but Monson able to track him down.
Well, Kraft is a 205-pound running back.
That's a good size.
He's got good size to him.
First down, West Memphis with 3:20 and counting in the first half at the Panther 29-yard line. It's Clay flushed out of the pocket, throws, and he throws it into the turf as Cordell Payne was breaking on that one, Dio.
Yeah, Cordell was sniffing out that 7th interception, but quarterback wisely threw it into the turf.
So it'll be second down and 10, Blue Devils. I imagine the red truck guys have gotten some calls this week. People firing the furnace up for the first time.
Well, I had that, that old dust smell, the burnt, the charred dust smell one morning. My wife goes, I had to turn the heater on, and I'm like, I wasn't trying to keep it off. I don't like being cold any more than the next guy.
As Clay throws it for the end zone, incomplete as Cordell in coverage.
Yeah, they got him.
We are going to get a pass interference on Cordell as he had a handful of polyester there.
He had a whole shirt.
That's what we call the I'm beat shirt grab.
That's one of the one times that 15 is less than 6.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Should move it down to the 14-yard line with 2:57 to go. And West Memphis threatening their second journey into the red zone. Last time, guys, remember, they did score. And the score was wiped out by a hold. And then the PDC was able to get a stop. Let's see if the PDC can repeat that as Williams checks back in at running back for West Memphis. Guerrero, the H-back to the near side, going to hand it off to Carlos Williams. He bounces it out to the left, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Blue Devils as Carlos Williams carries it in from 14 out. And the no fun guys throw a flag on the Blue Devils celebrating the score.
I couldn't tell what they were throwing the flag on.
Well, they should have thrown the hold on number 60 there.
Well, there was a hold there.
Ethan Robinson holding Navy and Beard.
Yeah, there was a hold there. The Panthers failed to set the edge on that outside, and he was able to bounce out.
I'm going to tell you, you can see a group of blue-clad West Memphis supporters by the John Deere in the end zone. Carlos Williams went up and high-fived them. I would say it's the penalty akin to our guy handing the football to the homecoming queen.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't interact with anybody not, on the game field or something?
Apparently. And that seems to be some officials enforce it. Some of them say the kids are having fun, let it go.
Come on, man.
Terry, letter of the law or spirit of the law?
Spirit of the law.
Okay, we can break down Galatians with Kaysen at halftime. Is Baker on to attempt the extra point for West Memphis? Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it is good. And we are so used to Gabe Wilbur's kicks kind of going out of sight off the screen.
Yeah.
But West Memphis has cut the lead to 21-7, guys, with 2:52 to go. We were sitting here thinking the second half would take 24 minutes, and West Memphis is hanging around.
Well, with the way this guy runs the clock, it's liable to still take 24 minutes. But Kaysen, he ran 6 minutes straight in the first quarter, never cut it off. Between kickoffs, touchdowns, nothing. He just kept running it. I mean,
That was a 10-play, 80-yard scoring drive for the Blue Devils. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Well, the Panthers need to get the ball back here and get down the field quickly.
We need to have Justin just come join us. Justin, load up and get up here. He is.
I mean, apparently
well, he's obviously
he's got to be done trick or treating.
If he is with his phone in his face, because he's with us. Let it go. Let the kids celebrate. He's giving us Sheridan Sylvan Hills updates. Which game are you watching? Sheridan 26, Sylvan Hills 21, 8:45 to go in the second quarter. And at Sheridan football is West Memphis's kickoff is blown dead by a whistle. So West Memphis already kicking off deep due to the unsportsmanlike celebration in the end zone. They'll kick it off from their own 20-yard line. So Benton's going to have outstanding field position. As Baker tees it up. Takes a short approach. Kicks it high. It's going to be fielded on the run by A.P. Lewis. A.P. running to the far sideline. And A.P. ran about 52 yards right down the 35-yard line.
Yeah, West Memphis did a good job staying in their lanes. And they did a good job. They just kept extending that side-to-side run. And
got AP to give them 7 yards.
And Justin has reported that he will not be joining us.
Yeah, you just got an evil eye from Jenny.
I wasn't going to say that over there because she's probably listening.
For sure.
Justin, in your defense, I would have gotten an evil eye too had I been in the same situation. I got a little bit of an evil eye from being up here tonight, and I'm like, grandkids are different. I just I got to see them in their costumes. Got to hang out with them.
I think right now Justin is blaming on Jenny because he's got like a jack-o'-lantern full of Skittles and M&Ms and the like, Terry.
So in the game, they set the ball after a 6-yard penalty, which I've never seen in football. And now they've reset it.
Remains first down.
They've given the Panthers a penalty. So now the Panthers have it 1st and 14.
So the penalty from the end of the play, because they picked up 6 yards. They penalized it from the 41. It's back to the 31, 1st and 14. As Drew throws, there's JCB making the catch.
John Curtis getting his first catch of the night.
Gain of 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 8, Panthers.
I didn't realize they'd had a previous snap. Heck, I'm as bad as the clock runner.
Well, we were talking about
Candy. So that throw for Poot, he makes the catch at the 45, and that should be good for a 1st down.
Yeah, they've got a good tempo right now, and Collett getting outside and getting the 1st down, moving the chains. Or they're gonna call.
That's enough for a Benton 1st down to be 1st.
Okay, yeah, they did give him the 1st down.
Yep, 1st and 10 Panthers at the 45. 2:11 to go in the first half. Our Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime guest, the director of the Saline River Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Kason Mertens. As Drew rolls to the left, he throws downfield, and he overthrows Will Carter, and I'm telling you, those guys have been so good. A flag comes in. West Memphis sideline does not like it. Tell you, Drew and Will have been so on point in the deep game.
Yeah.
Since Will came back from injury, that to see Drew overthrow him like that almost leads you to believe the West Memphis guy was impeding Will's progress down the field.
Yeah, you kind of feel like that, and you know, Justin Ray has said many times that's one of the, and that's exactly. Oh, okay. They've got offsetting penalties. They called Benton for a hold and called pass interference on the defense, so the penalties will offset.
Which I didn't really see pass interference in the part of that play we saw.
Well, I think what Jim was referring to is what happened. I think he was holding him
And he may have
on
been.
the route.
And I can see that. That's why I say the part we saw, that wasn't necessarily visible.
So swing out to Collett. Collett makes the first man miss and then spins right into the flow, and making the tackle for West Memphis, Ashton Clark.
Gain of 2 on the play.
It's a gain of 3. Will make it 2nd down and 7. Panthers at the 48-yard line. Brendan Murdoch in there at running back. He's to Drew Davis's right. Drew's going to roll to the right now, directing traffic, throws as Will Carter sat down in a soft spot, makes a catch, and he's going to jog out of bounds at the West Memphis 35, a gain of 17.
Wow, what a move by Carter.
Yeah, he's shifty, man. I'm telling you, he just so good with the ball in his hands.
See Drew roll out and deliver that ball, and then watch this back step. And then he cuts across the field. Sees he can't make it any further and just gets out of bounds.
Minute 29 to go in the first half as Drew throws, come back to Carson, and he makes the catch out of bounds at the 21. Gain of 14, and that'll move the chains again. Justin Ray reporting for us. El Dorado 28, Jonesboro 14.
Wow.
In that big game down at Union County.
That's first half, right?
Yes. You finish 4th, you win your first game, you go to Greenwood as the reward. So, no big battle for 3rd as the Panthers going to get hit with a false start. And
False start called against.
man, as quick as the pace was the first 6 minutes,
yeah, it slowed way down.
It has really bogged down with penalties.
Well, it's just sloppiness. Panthers have gotten sloppy right now and not executing at the level that they're capable of, and hopefully they'll get that sorted out at halftime and come out with a faster tempo and better execution.
So minute 20 to go in the first half. 21-7, Benton leads it. As the clock stopped, now we're going to get a timeout, Panthers. Hey, folks, I know you have heard a lot about the potential impact beginning as soon as tomorrow from the government shutdown. That is going to halt recipients of SNAP assistance, also known as food stamps. And so it is a real opportunity for our community to step up and aid those who rely on government assistance for their groceries. And I know today the governor, Terry, announced the release of funds to be distributed through the 6 Arkansas food banks to registered food pantries inside the city of Benton. That is CJON, the First Assembly of God, and the Northside Church of Christ food pantries that will be assisting citizens locally. But I know if you would like to donate and you feel a burden, and one thing Saline County is always good about, whether it's winter weather, whether it's disaster relief, if you would reach out to CJON, First Assembly, or Northside, I know they would welcome your donation.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of folks in this community that always steps up at the right time, and I'm certain that we can count on them to do that.
As Drew Davis steps up and throws one, and pass interference coming up against Darian Key as Will Carter laid out. And that's going to add 15 and put Benton down around the 11-yard line and give Benton a first down.
Well, that was great coverage by Key, and maybe some of the best coverage that Will Carter has seen this year, but it was pass interference.
Totally pass interference. Well, the penalties this drive have been insane.
Yeah, they've thrown 5 flags on this one drive alone. So they are actually going to mark that at the 13-yard line, where it will be second and 3 for the Panthers. Drew throws the out route. Carson Collett's going to catch and cruise into the end zone for a Benton Panthers score, and the Panthers go back up 3 scores at 27-7.
And that's 10 touchdowns for the trio now.
Yep, 10 in a row.
So Drew is now at 109 total passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
What did we say? Was it 110?
It was 107, so he will be in the Arkansas Activity Association record book.
Oh, he keeps going. I wonder what number 1 is.
It is Lane Hatcher. And if I remember right, it is around 187, something like that. I mean,
That's
astronomical.
way up there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you're at PA back in the Kevin Kelly days.
Yes. That drive, 1:41 seconds. Your Caitlin King, Edward Jones agent scoring summary: 6 plays, 5 penalty flags, and a 65-yard drive.
And it only took 1:41 seconds.
Yes.
Was it 51 seconds?
1:41.
Okay.
So 1:01 until halftime, and we can give you guys a breather and scoot Kaysen in here and let him update us on what has been a wonderful fall in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Can't wait to hear all about Fields of Faith. We showed some pictures the week of the Sheridan game of the Fields of Faith at Sheridan and at Benton, and Kaysen's going to tell us all about that and more as Wilbur's kickoff fielded at the 6-yard line. The return up the numbers, now breaking to the hash, and tackled by Messiah Holloway at the 25-yard line. And that's where West Memphis will put it in play with 54 seconds remaining.
That Panther defense, with 54 seconds left, I mean, Panther defense could, if they come out throwing the ball, Panthers could get this ball back.
Clay does look to throw. Rolls to his right. He's pressured. He throws it away, and A.P. Lewis was coming up, giving it everything he could to try to leap over Elijah Magruder. Couldn't do it. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. And guys, for as long as we have called games against West Memphis, they have always had a Magruder at wide receiver. I'm sure people said the same thing about the Vanucci's and Sheridan back in the day.
For a while there, it was like that.
Yeah. The Mertens at Benton.
Hey, they still got a Mertens in Benton coming up.
Yeah. Got a volleyballer on the way. Yeah. So we almost went a play without a penalty as West Memphis backed up to the 15. 1st down and 20. We'll see if they just run it out here. Nope. Clay drops back. Steps up. Ball knocked loose. Ball free. And recovering the fumble, that's Noah Robertson with the fumble recovery. And that's exactly what you need here. One more score before half.
Boy, that is exactly what we needed. Who caused that? Let's see on the replay who it was that made that tackle.
Stevens.
Mattia.
Mattia with the fumble.
Causing the
fumble.
And Noah Robertson on the recovery. It'll be first down and 10 Panthers at the West Memphis 17 with 41 seconds to go and a chance for the Panthers to add to the lead. We'll see if they can do it in one play.
Yeah, 41 seconds from there. That's an eternity.
Is Drew going to swing it out to Carson, who's going to throw it to a wide-open Will Carter, and the trio stays intact, but not Davis to Carter, Poot to Carter.
That's nuts.
How about that?
Tricky Drew Harris with the play call.
Boy, wide open, too. Well, that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a turnover and quick score by the Panthers. And
well, you got it.
So Wilbert's PAT is good, and that is the second one-play scoring drive in this first half for the Panthers, who go up 35-7. And now the question is, guys, 28-point lead. Does Brad Harris slip in an onside kick right here?
I would.
I would absolutely slip in an onside kick. Right?
Kaysen? Why not? I mean, you got a 2.5-hour ride home on a yellow dog. Yeah. See if we can't get that
Panthers
clock rolling.
Could get that kick back.
We do get the ball.
Score.
We do get the ball coming out of halftime, though. So even if we don't, we've got that.
That is true. You can see all the Panther fans bundled up there.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, that prairie wind ain't no joke.
Hey, let me tell you, I was up there at 6:30 this morning, and it was cold.
Gabe Wilbur is just going to drill it deep. And he backed into the end zone. Carlos Williams fielded that at about the 2.
First and 10 Blue Devils.
Temperature has dropped 5 degrees since kickoff there in West Memphis.
What is it there, 40?
It is 53.
53.
82% humidity, so that wet, cold air. And if I were a betting man, I'd bet West Memphis just takes a knee right here. Doesn't try to do anything fancy.
Well, I don't mean any offense, but if they're smart, that's what they'll do.
It was 41 degrees in Slovak this morning, and it felt good, but it was cold.
Yeah, I tell you, the praying Panthers at 7 a.m., this was our first time to pray inside. Stood out on the turf this morning. It was chilly. As Clay takes a snap, drops back, steps up, throws, and I don't know. Marcellus Smith made no adjustment to that football.
No.
Yeah, and I appreciate the competitiveness, but
you're risking an awful lot putting the ball in the air right now.
And stopping the clock.
Sylvan Hills up 35-26 with 2:15 in the second quarter on Sheridan. Clay pressured. He's going to elude Connor Stevens, who refuses to give up on the play, but Clay with the biggest gain of the night for West Memphis on a quarterback scramble into Benton territory. Clock at 14 seconds. And Clay comes up, I don't know if he's gimpy or he's exhausted from that run.
I think he's exhausted from the run. He got outside of Stevens there, made one real good shift, and then Corey was able to get him out of bounds.
And Clay is down and going to receive some assistance from the West Memphis training staff at the 21-yard line.
He's holding his side.
He picked up 50 yards on that run.
Wow.
I'm telling you, that kid's got some wheels.
As they attend to Andrew Clay, let's step aside for 30 seconds and take a break.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers.
Welcome back to the palatial headquarters of M&M Productions in Benton Industrial Park, coming to you from the Jim Landers broadcast studio, where Dio got a 30-second power nap during that commercial break.
I did close my eyes for a bit. A little bit tired by the end of the week.
It's been a good week for Neo Home Loans.
Well, you know, the Fed cut rates again.
Yep.
And so that just makes the phone blow up. Now, the counterintuitive part of that is that the chairman said some things after they cut the rates that actually caused mortgage rates to go up. So it's like you're dealing with not misinformation, but just a misunderstanding of the information. And so that's a lot of phone calls explaining but the prime rate's down and the Fed funds rate is down. So that's helpful. It'll eventually trickle into mortgages.
So we get back to football. 1st and 10 West Memphis as they bring in Micah Engel at quarterback. He throws, picked off. That's Corey Anderson with his first interception of the season. He's up the sideline. Corey Anderson's going to have a pick six at the 10. Yes! Give it to him as Mattia recovers the ball. Please, yes, thank you. Corey Anderson pick six, and the Panthers go up by 34 as the clock expires on the first half.
And that's why you don't put it in the air.
With a backup quarterback.
With a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
How about 85-yard pick six for Corey Anderson?
Boy, and he started running out of steam at the very end, you could tell. But he got in. His knee was not down before he crossed the goal line. So I'm impressed.
Corey with two offensive touchdowns receiving.
They must have thrown a flag.
For Pete's sake.
What?
All the defenders are still out there on the field. Brad Harris is barking. These guys have been,
they've been
crazy
relentless.
flag happy.
They have been relentless.
1st and 10, Blue Devils.
Benton's going to take a timeout, and I imagine that's Brad Harris seeking further explanation.
Wow.
So was it an interception, or did we have a penalty before the interception?
Well, it's a penalty before the interception because they're leaving possession with West Memphis.
And they are moving the chains.
I am so confused.
All the way down to the 15-yard line.
Are you sure that nap I took was only 30 seconds? I feel like I've missed something.
Hey, Brad Harris wrote on the board in the complex, it's Halloween, we're on the road, expect strange things.
Yeah.
We've had 3 touchdowns wiped out by penalties in the first half of this football game. And
now some of that is self-inflicted.
Yes. But this is one time where, not being in the crow's nest there at Hamilton Schultz Field, we honestly don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But it was a pre-interception penalty enforced against Benton, so it's 1st down and 10 at the 15. The clock has run out, so West Memphis is going to get one untimed down here. Roughing the passer? Oh, my word. They get Carlos Williams on a wheel route on the backside. And Aaron tells us roughing the passer was the penalty against Benton. And that leads to a West Memphis touchdown. Wow, what a turn of events. We thought the Panthers were going in up 35, for a running clock the entire second half, and West Memphis scores to cut the lead potentially down to 21 as Baker on for the PAT.
Unreal.
Man, it's been a mess in the second quarter. Baker's extra point is a scud that goes wide left, and that is the end of the first half. The first quarter, guys, took about 20 minutes. The second quarter took an hour. And when it's all said and done, Benton leads at 35-13 tonight at halftime. Over the Blue Devils, we're going to take a 3-minute break and come back and visit with Case and Burton's on Benton Panther football.
Need a car? Maybe a home? Maybe just a little vacay escape? Whatever your goal, Alcoa Community FCU has a loan for that. Great rates, quick approvals, and local decisions. It's all right here in your community.
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Midtown Plumbing services over 1 million square feet of commercial property in Little Rock. And they've also provided plumbing needs to thousands of residential clients all over Central Arkansas. Along with residential and commercial plumbing, Midtown also provides water heater sales, sewer repair, remodeling services, and 24-hour emergency plumbing. Midtown Plumbing, just a phone call away. 501-426-5900. MidtownMechanicalServices.com.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
At First Security, we've been investing in our home state since 1932, growing deep roots and even deeper relationships. We're part of Arkansas. It's part of us. Today, we put all of that history and stability to good use for you, pouring our resources into the people and places we love best. Arkansas communities, Arkansas families, and Arkansas futures. First Security. Think better.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
It is halftime tonight in West Memphis, and the Benton Panthers lead the West Memphis Blue Devils 35-13 on the road. Kaysen, you got to see the end of that long second quarter. Kind of a crazy ending to that first half.
Pretty wild. Yeah, you don't really see that a lot, do you?
Yeah.
There's a lot of penalties, a lot of nonsense there. I'm sure Coach was getting pretty fired up there, probably on both sides. It's been a little different this quarter.
West Memphis was a team you never got to play against, did you?
No. I saw some good games. I guess when I sideline reported last year. Did I do it for 2 years? I don't remember how long I did it.
Yes, you did.
That first year, the West Memphis has a couple receivers that could go. Mm-hmm. And they were fun to watch.
Yeah. So before we get into FCA, we have, and Terry mentioned, the succession from you to Nate Beck to a year in which Man, Peyton Hudgens, Gavin Wells, we had all kinds of injuries. Then Garrett Brown kind of took the reins for 3 years, and now Drew Davis. When you see what Drew has done, over 8,000 yards, over 100 touchdowns as an old quarterback, what do you think of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's had one of the, if not the best quarterback career in Benton school history. And, man, just to see like his kind of development as he's kind of grown more and more, he's always going to have some dudes around him, but he's a great quarterback. Listen, he can run it, he can sling it. Man, he's aware his IQ level of the game and where to throw different spots and how to read coverages before they come. And I think that's a tribute to Justin and to Drew having guys like that around him that can coach him. And I think more so what I love watching him as a quarterback is I actually watched the Tuesday deal, and you guys interview him. Man, just his like development as a leader, his development as like taking the reins of not just being kind of the guy in the back that can sling it and kind of do things, but saying like I'm going to step up in the way that I speak, in the way that I carry myself, and I'm going to pour into guys. I'm going to hold guys accountable, and I'm going to call them out to pull them up, and I'm going to make sure I encourage them at the same time. And so, like he said, Drew even mentioned this on Tuesday. Of that is almost just as important, if not more important, than how you throw the football.
Yeah, the leadership quality, the character, which is a big part of what FCA seeks to do in the spiritual development of athletes. So give us a rundown on how the fall's gone with FCA.
Yeah, it's going well. It's been a little different this fall, having two kids. We have a 17-month-old and a 3-month-old, and so I've been a bad delegator for the past few years, and now I've had to hone in on my delegation skills. And we've got a great staff. Claire Hill, who is our females director now in the area, she's done a great job. Been on staff with us for a couple years, and we had a couple move down from Arizona that's doing the Sheridan area, Scott and Pam Cameron. And so doing that, but not only just that, but all the volunteers, man. We've gotten a ton of youth pastors and stay-at-home moms or business owners that want to get involved. They have a little bit of spare time in the week to get involved on campus. And so be able to delegate some of these huddles and teams and things, not only those guys, but also we could talk about this too of guys like Drew Harris, guys like Mike Abrahamson at Bryant, Christian Buford at Bryant, Brandon Manier at Harmony Grove, I think Tony Wimbley, Coach Murph. Man, we can name a ton of coaches. These men and women on campus have stepped up and taken role of taking initiative of, hey, I'm going to be a part of FCA. I'm going to take leadership here, and what they've done is done a great job delegating to the students that are in their FCA huddle. So and I guess that's my kind of vision. I think it's the same vision Christ had. For his 12 disciples. Was when I leave. When Kaysen gets called away from the ministry of FCA, who knows if it'll ever be, but at some point, the ministry will continue, and not just to be like it is, but it will flourish and it will go forth in power by the Holy Spirit, without any staff even work. If there was no staff in this area, would the ministry of FCA continue to go like it is? Yeah, and I think it can be if coaches and students step up into that.
Yeah, I know Coach Murph at the junior high. I think their routine is to have a student speaker one week, an outside speaker, and kind of rotate that. Yeah. I got to be over there a couple of Fridays ago to hear one of our young ladies from our church share that afternoon. Yeah. But the development of the kids is awesome to see.
And not in just the development of the kids, and then teaching them to develop other younger kids. You know, so it goes, and so that's kind of the strategy of FCA. Is to engage in relationships, equip them in God's word, and develop them and show them what it looks like to walk a life of discipleship, and then to empower them to now go, therefore, make disciples. But there's so many people. We live in a culture, and we love getting the local church plugged in. We want to be an on-ramp. FCA wants to be an on-ramp, actually an on and off-ramp for the believers in the church to have a way to evangelize and disciple a secular space, which is the public schools that they're already in and the sporting environments they're already in, but also to reach the lost with the gospel off campus and getting them plugged back into the local church. But I just think we live in a time. I didn't have this when I was going through high school. Like Drew Harris, what Drew Harris right now is doing with, all these guys, specifically like Drew, like Paxton Lane and Drew Davis and Will Carter and Putin. Some of these guys, I didn't have a guy I could look up to that was somewhat kind of close to my age and be like, that's a man of God. You know what I'm saying? On campus and asking them questions and walking in discipleship. I had no idea what that looks like. And I just know now, because I do have that with some guys, and I know Drew has that with you and Matt Brumley and some of these other guys, is how can we put these students into discipleship relationships with older men?
Mm-hmm.
And that has been like a big part.
Yeah, and I would say the level of commitment in our county and in our community is at one of the highest places I think I've ever experienced it.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of grown men that have drawn spiritual inspiration from the courage of the boys on this high school football team.
1,000%.
And their outspokenness all the way back to the Salt Bowl press conference.
Yeah.
And how that's played out, that there are a lot of men my age that have said, man, I can be a little more bold because these high school seniors and juniors and sophomores are setting an example.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the word huddle. Talk about huddles and what those are like on different campuses.
Yeah. Oh, man, there's so much. So before I talk about that, there was one thing that you said. You talk about like these men, that are being challenged in their faith right now. I think the one thing that you see with high school, because high school football and just sports in general, man, it's an idol in our culture, in our way that we look for the most people. It's an idol, and so when people see these athletes with NIL deals and getting they get all this fame and recognition. I think the greatest thing that people are scared to do when they follow Christ is to die to their reputation that they've built up. You know what I'm saying? It is the way that culture, that other people see them, that they've developed, whether that's 18 years, 35 years, 65 years, they're not afraid to leave that reputation behind, die to that, and walk in newness of life. And I think you're starting to see some of these high school guys get rid of the idol of football and their identity in ball and saying, I am a son. I'm the righteousness of God in Christ, because of what he's done, and walking in that and just playing the football game. And I think that's challenged a lot of people and encourage them at the same time to now kind of almost self-examine a little bit to say, where am I at? Am I unashamed of the gospel? Right. And so that was one thing that stood out. But you talk about huddles. Huddles, it's like a short, you can say a short word for Bible study, really. So what happens is we go and engage in relationships, on campus and in other sporting environments with the coaches, and then we once we build a relationship, we want to see where the coach is spiritually, and then kind of at some point ask them, hey, as we're looking for players, that maybe are following Christ, that seek to evangelize their team, it's how can we help serve them to serve their team? And so we started a huddle, and that's either before or after practice most of the time, and we just invite everybody that's on the team to come. FCA will try to provide some pizza, don't write scripture, who knows, some kind of food, and invite the guys to come in, and then we'll just open up the Word of God. We'll read the Word, and then we'll have an open discussion about the Word, and we'll pray for one another, and then we'll kind of try to pick some guys out that we see the Spirit of God moving in, and try to really raise those guys up to then go and spend more time with the ones on the team.
And so that happens on a weekly level.
Right.
In all of the Saline County campuses in Sheridan.
Yes, sir.
Fields of Faith is kind of the fall big event, and I know that was a wonderful success. I think your update that you sent out to supporters said about 3,500 across all 5 of the stadiums. Talk about Fields of Faith a bit.
Yeah, Fields of Faith, it's a great event. I love the events. I'm more of a discipleship guy, that just loves the one-on-one, but obviously the big events are great too. So yeah, it's just a big event. We're in the second week of October every single year. We gather and just invite not just the student body. We want to invite the whole community, and that hasn't really been publicized in the way that it should be. I mean, this is a community-wide event. We would love for the local churches, like not just the youth programs, which they do already, to kind of, you could say, close down for the night. But we love for like the local churches in general just to, gather at your local football campuses. Come hear from testimonies from athletes and from coaches and from students. We have a student worship band. We even had over at Harmony Grove this year have a worship leader, like a grown worship leader from about 4 different churches that kind of partnered together to go lead worship at Harmony Grove, which is cool. So just spirit of unity that takes place, that we want to facilitate, and just couldn't do it without a bunch of volunteers. We had probably 15 or so youth pastors that came together, that came to a few meetings together, and they each took on my campus and really did well in that. So we want Fields of Faith to be a place to where students, athletes, coaches, administration can have a way to share the gospel in a public setting to their peers. And we just want to be like unity, where we pray over the schools together, and so we hope to build where it's at. But that's kind of the idea, is for the church to gather on the field to welcome unbelievers that never heard the gospel, share the gospel, pray that the Spirit of God would move in people's lives and that they would be drawn to Christ, make decisions, follow up, get them plugged into local churches, start new huddles, and do discipleship.
That's excellent. We got to shut it down, and you and I could talk about this all night long. For somebody that's listening and says, hey, I'd like to get involved, either financial support, volunteer support, or prayer support, how can they do that?
Yeah. First of all, if you would love to be involved, prayer obviously is number one. We could not do this without the prayers of all of our supporters, donors of the community and churches. And so would love, if you want to contact me, I could give you just what happens on a monthly, bi-monthly basis, and you could be praying for us. FCA is a 100% faith-funded ministry, so Kaysen doesn't get to do this, Claire doesn't get to do this. There is no staff if donors do not give to the ministry of FCA, if local churches do not help support financially the ministry of FCA, individuals, families. And so if you feel led to go above and beyond the tithe to your church, and want to partner with a ministry that I believe the Lord is producing fruit in, and you could pour some gasoline on and come partner with, it's needed, and it would be very helpful and encouraged. So financial partnership's great. You can reach out, to Saline County FCA Facebook page and do a DM there, and then there's ways to get served and come on if you have time. In the morning, midday, and to be a part of some of our huddles and get plugged in and be in relationships with coaches, and you love discipleship, or you even want to learn about what discipleship looks like, contact and we can get you plugged in to be able to disciple either on campus, or if you have a young son or daughter that's teenage age and they have a sports team, like a tournament league softball team or whatever, and that you want FCA to be a part of that, please reach out, and we would love to help partner in that way.
So Facebook, Saline County?
Yeah, FCA, and then I don't really have social media. Claire kind of runs that. I'm not scared to give my public phone number over the air, so contact me at 501-249-0862. And then, we can work something out.
Kaysen Mertens, outstanding director of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Case, thanks for coming by. Tell Camille thanks for letting you loose for a little bit on Halloween night, okay?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
We'll take a break, come back. 3:30 left in the halftime. Benton leads it tonight 35-13.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football. Owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting, specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
True Gentleman and True Boutique are Saline County's premier shopping destinations. No matter the occasion, let us help you find your style. From the beach to the golf course, the office, or even a special night out, come check out our huge selection of merchandise. We even provide suit and tuxedo rentals. Located in downtown Benton in front of the Farmers Market Pavilion, it would be our pleasure to serve you. We are proud of our Benton Panthers and wish them luck this season. Go Panthers!
So as a kid growing up in Benton, I dreamed of being a football player for the Panthers. And once I got into high school, I got to live out that dream. And the support every Friday night from the community here in this place is really, really special. Now that I'm a mortgage lender, it is my turn to support you. If you are looking to buy a home or refinance a loan, come see us at Neo Home Loans in downtown Benton.
All right, welcome back to halftime. Benton and West Memphis. Panthers lead at 35-13 at half. And, Terry, you've got the stats pulled up. What stands out to you?
Yeah, well, the thing that stands out, I think, the most to all three of us was 14 penalties in the first half. The Panthers getting hit 7 for 70 yards. And West Memphis 7 for 63 yards,
and 10 of those 14 were on the last series.
Yeah, it was a lot. But the Panthers only have 21 yards rushing, and Drew Davis's big long run that was called back because of a penalty was more than 21 yards.
Yeah.
And but the Panthers have 247 yards total yards the first half. With 226 of those in the air, and the Blue Devils 188 yards on 34 plays for 80 and 89 in the air, the rest of it on the ground. It was just a sloppy first half, Dio. And
well, from the defensive standpoint, for the Panthers, it seemed like several series we had really good defense, and then I'm still the last drive where, and I think part of it is because we just don't have quite the camera angle. We don't have that wide angle right now, so like we didn't get to see the roughing the passer. We just saw the interception, the return.
Right.
So it's kind of hard when stuff like that happens, and then they go and score as a result of that penalty. I mean, that's a 14-point swing right there. It should be 42-7 right now. We should be mercy rule. Well, now we've got to score twice,
Right,
to
and
get
not
the mercy
counting
rule.
that play, the Panthers had 2 other touchdowns that were called back. And so, quite a bit of activity associated with those 14 penalties.
Yeah. Drew Davis, I think Bobby missed one because Carson did throw a touchdown to Will.
Correct.
So Drew, 18 of 22 passing. Very, very efficient. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. You look at Will Carter, guys. 8 catches, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns in that first half. Will is passing the century mark by halftime 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Just a remarkable run for the senior wide receiver.
Well, he's certainly making up for the time that he missed at the beginning of the season with injury. And, he's been praised for his route running and his ability to make defenders miss. He's kind of a total package wide receiver.
How about Poots? 6 catches, 56 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and he had a touchdown passing in that first half.
That's right.
So I think Bobby credited Snellings with a touchdown, but I believe Poot had 2.
Yeah, I think Snellings did get credited with one of those, but I think Carson had 2.
Who stands out on the tackle chart there, Terry, at halftime?
Well, it's kind of spread around. There's been a lot of gang tackling, especially in the middle of the line, but Matia's got 4 tackles. Hipskin's got 4 tackles. Stevens has 4 tackles. Monson with 3. But, the big, and I guess I have to mark the interception and touchdown off. That was certainly going to be the big defensive play. But I guess the big defensive play was the fumbles that were caused and recovered. Payne with one of those and Roberson with another. Panther defense really playing scrappy, but very similar to the previous games, Dio. Play great for 3 plays, then give up a big play.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we've seen. What we said, streaky. I mean, that's exactly what it's been like. We got a big play in the first series, recovered the fumble, turned around, scored quickly. Would have had a big old pick 6 if it weren't for a roughing the passer call.
Well, West Memphis's rushing yards, 99 rushing yards in the first half, 53 of those came on that quarterback's scamper.
Yeah. Which led to the quarterback going out of the game.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming Clay will be back for the second half.
Well, the Panthers will receive the second half kickoff. Just appreciate Alex Hamilton and his crew at Hamilton Family Dentistry. They have been faithful sponsors of the halftime show for as long as I can remember. And Dr. Alex and his team do an awesome job located on Spring Hill Road. Third quarter brought to you by a first-year sponsor, Midtown Mechanical. And we appreciate Midtown and their sponsorship of Benton football this year. As we've got 2 quarters to play. Benton leads at 35-13 as Baker's kickoff is going to be fielded at the 18-yard line by C.J. Sellers, and the sophomore with a good return to the 40. And Benton's going to have it first down and 10, 60 yards away.
Well, I'd like to see C.J. Sellers in the backfield right now. With his quickness, I like to see him run the ball.
Well, running the ball was not something we saw a lot of in that first half. It was very much an aerial attack, Terry.
Well, and I was going to say it was something that we didn't try in the first half. I mean, we gave a few different looks, but most of it was fully intentional. And what in the world?
Jeez. The return was to the 40. Somehow we're back at the 20. Now, Andy texted me at halftime and says there is someone grading this officiating crew on the Benton sideline tonight. And
well, it may get a big old F.
As Drew rolls out, he throws it deep downfield and out of bounds, incomplete. So,
and for our listening audience, the reason we're so perplexed, first of all, we can't see the full field, so we can't see everything that's going on. But the Panthers caught the ball on the 20 and then ran it up to the 40-yard line, and now suddenly we're starting first and 10 on the 20.
Yeah, I am perplexed is a great word for that.
Is a give off. That is a running like Brendan Murdoch to the 43-yard line. I love the junior, and he's fired up after a 23-yard carry.
And he should be fired up after a 23-yard carry.
He just kind of did the Frankenstein walk in a la some Halloween.
So they go right back to Brendan. Look at him with the jump cut, and Brendan is gone. 10-5 touchdown, Brendan Murdoch, 56 yards. And
that'll boost the rushing yards.
Hey, that's 2 carries, 80 yards, guys,
yes,
for
it sure
35.
Is. Yeah, we were just talking about not running with intention, and boy, did he hear it. Because he was fully intentional about taking that one to the house.
Well, and he just did one little jump cut to the left right there in the backfield and was gone. And nobody was even getting close to catching.
And a nice hesitation there at the line of scrimmage, allowing the blockers to catch up, too.
Gabe Wilbert's extra point is perfect. And your Caitlin King, Edward Jones agent drive summary, 3 plays, 80 yards in 42 seconds, and Brendan Murdoch accounted for all 80 of those yards.
All 80. No flags, right? They haven't thrown a late flag. It's the only thing that would not surprise me is if we got a flag and they called the touchdown back after we kicked the extra point. That would be the I'm going to lay off the refs.
It has felt a little bit like we were playing 11 on 16.
Well, but I feel like both teams have been playing 11 on 16 at times.
So Brendan Murdoch, 4 carries, 93 yards for a 23.3 yard per carry average.
That's a pretty good average. They might ought to hand the ball to him a few more times.
As the Panthers with 21 rush yards at halftime, they're now at 101. Maybe we'll get an El Dorado repeat here in the second half as Wilbur's kickoff out the back of the end zone. And it'll be 1st and 10 West Memphis as Benton strikes quickly here to open the second half. And we're a stop and a score away from getting the clock running.
We got any score updates on that?
Sylvan Hills 42, Sheridan 26 at halftime. Bryan up on North Little Rock 24-0 at halftime.
That's not a shocker.
Marion 20, Catholic 10 at halftime.
That's a shocker.
Because it's 1st down and 10 for West Memphis. So they give it off to Williams. And Williams going to carry for 6 yards before he is tackled by the shoestrings by Weston Monson.
Yeah, and Monson, he doesn't make that tackle.
He's running for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. West Memphis' offensive line has done really well tonight.
They really have.
Couple of 310-pounders up front for the Blue Devils as they give it off to Williams again, and he scoots around the left side for 14 yards and a 1st down. And boy, the Panther run defense, guys, very leaky tonight.
Well, they found something with that little play to the outside right there, and they're just outrunning us. I mean, Antonio Shelton was not far away, but if your linebacker is up at the line of scrimmage and you get outside of him, I mean, he's not. I think we're coming in too narrow.
Yes.
You got to widen out.
Yes.
Panthers hit with an offside as West Memphis goes on 2. Panthers jump, and it'll be 1st and 5.
Well, we're up to 16 penalties so far.
Benton, 5-yard penalty.
Think we can break 20?
We actually may be at 17 because I think there had to be 2 penalties on the kickoff return at the beginning of the half to get a 20-yard movement, or it was a spot foul is probably what it was.
So they give it to Williams, and that time Carson Conyers forced him back inside where Avian Beard was there for the tackle. Gain of 3.
On the play, 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 2.
Mattia also in on that tackle.
It's Blue Devils to the line. Panthers with 3 men up front, 3 linebackers, 5 in the secondary. Trips to the near side. Clay looks that way. Now goes back, fires deep to the left. And that ball is incomplete. Messiah Holloway in coverage of Kevius Woods.
Yeah, that's a nice breakup by Messiah Holloway.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. 2nd and 2. They took a shot right there, Dio. Came up empty. 3rd down and 2 for West Memphis. And was where you'd like to see a stop, get the ball back for your offense.
Yeah, this would be the time. I mean, and I would expect them to run the ball right here.
Absolutely.
They got Big Kraft, the sophomore, number 34, in the backfield. And they're going to hand it off to him, and he is stuck by Antonio Shelton. And that's going to be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th and 3.
Boy, that's a good stick, too. Fires right up through the hole, and, man, puts a whooping on him.
He did put a whooping on him. They're going to go for it.
Tell you, in an era where tackling this year has been very poor, that was as good a form tackle as you'll see.
Yes, sir.
4th down and 3, West Memphis at the 47. As Clay throws it out incomplete as Hipskin was in coverage, and the Panthers are going to take over at the West Memphis 47.
Well, that's what we wanted to see right there. Stop now.
Good stop.
We just need to go down and score. Let's do it.
I say Murdoch, run the football.
I'm down with that.
Or maybe even little Gunner back there. Yep, got Gunner in there. See if they give number 3 his turn. So that offensive line opened mammoth holes on the last possession. As Gunner carries down to the 42, a gain of 5.
Another good job by that offensive line. Setting up a wall.
Yeah, I want to see if West Memphis, starts pulling some of their backers a little tighter in. And, I mean, they've only got 6 in the box.
So they hand it back off to Gunner. He bounces it to the right. Carries tacklers down to the 35. A gain of 7. Move the chains, first down, Benton.
It's a good hard run by Gunner Deaton.
Well, when they start to put seven guys in the box, and I'm surprised that if we don't see the safety walk down a little bit.
Again, hand off to Gunner. And Gunner he fumbled the
to
ball
himself.
right back into his lap. But a good carry down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. That's a 19-yard run for Gunner Deaton.
Well, it's almost like Drew Harris looked at the stats at halftime too and said, "I need to be a little bit more balanced."
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that ball bounced right back up into Gunner's arms, because that would not have been a timely turnover.
As Drew throws, slant, Carson, call it, touchdown, Poot. His 3rd receiving. He's got 1 passing, and that will get the turbo clock started as Benton goes up 35 at 48-13.
Yeah, nice little quick slant. He just outruns the defenders.
Wilbur on for the extra point. Snellings holds, and it is good, and the Panthers go up 36. It's 49-13. Benton was 7, and they've already started the clock.
They had started it before it. Well, now they stopped it. They had started it on the extra point, which I can't remember. What's the rule in high school? The clock doesn't run in the extra point at all, does it?
Steve Jordan can explain it to you, but it seems like every crew and every clock operator
is different.
Kind of does it differently.
Okay, that's what I thought, because it seems like I don't think we run the clock on the extra points in Benton. They did on that one, but then they stopped it, which makes sense that you would stop it before the kickoff, because there's quite a bit of time that goes on. Sylvan Hills has now just resorted to tossing deep balls on Sheridan, and it's working. They can't cover him. It's 49-26 Sylvan Hills.
And the Bears have it at the Yellow Jacket 42. They may be on their way to 80. It's Wilbur's kickoff. It's going to be fielded at the 3.
Again.
Bobbled, and they will call it a touchback as Carlos Williams unable to field it cleanly, and we have not seen a cleanly fielded kickoff by West Memphis the entire game.
Yeah,
and you have to kind of question a little bit of the coaching a little bit, because if the 2 guys that you got back there are that inconsistent with catching the football, I would just let it bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell them, get away from the ball.
So it is first down for West Memphis.
They got that clock running now.
Yeah, they do. Panthers still got the first team defense in. Second possession of this second half as Williams spins out of a tackle. Antonio finally going to get him down after a 4-yard gain.
Good job by Shelton staying with that tackle and not letting him get away. He had quite a bit of spinning going on.
He did. Hit well, and it's one of those. They're one player away a lot of times, one broken tackle away from being able to just take one to the house.
Second down and 6 for the Blue Devils. As Clay drops back, airs it out deep, and the ball knocked away from Kevius Woods by a enthusiastic Messiah.
That was good coverage by Messiah.
Well, and he's I don't know how tall Kevius Woods is. Shows 6'3".
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the height advantage, but that ball was a little bit underthrown, and it was thrown on a rope, so Messiah able to get there and
got a shoulder pad on it.
I was about to say, I thought it was maybe the back of his helmet, but shoulder pad works.
Tell you, teams have tried to pick on Messiah all year.
Yep.
And he has just flat out been reliable back there at corner. It's Clay going to scramble and slips.
Frank Hobbs on the tackle.
Are they going to mark him? Nope, they're going to give it to him. They give him the 30 first down.
If we see an instant replay on this, Frank Hobbs on the tackle.
And right on cue, Mason Warbright checks in. You mentioned Frank Hobbs. Mason says timeouts, injuries, turnovers, and scores. Head coaches ultimately decide how they want it to run in the mercy rule.
Okay. But I'm talking in the regular,
Pass is incomplete.
regardless of mercy rule, how does the extra point work on the clock?
It's untimed.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And the clock is not supposed to start on kickoffs until it's fielded by the receiving team.
That's what I thought, but these guys have been cranking it before the ball was kicked.
Yes. As Clay drops back on second down, he is going to be tackled by
Bateman and Shelton.
Yeah, Bateman in there. I tell you, Aiden Bateman, I've got him down for 3 tackles tonight, Terry. What do you have?
Yeah, I had him at 3 as well.
One of the super sophomores on the PDC.
Bateman and who?
Shelton.
No gain, third down and 10 for the Blue Devils. We've got a whistle, and they are going to escort Malik Cummings to the sideline. He didn't have his mouthpiece in.
Got to have your mouthpiece.
Braylon Davis will replace him at wide receiver. Third down and 10 for West Memphis. It's a low snap. Clay pressured. Throws, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Magruder, and the back judge throws a flag.
But there is a flag on the play.
I would give West Memphis a first down on the pass interference call.
15-yard penalty. And that's enough for a Blue Devil. First down.
See Dakota Manchak getting some action at nose man for Benton on this drive. Drake Woodard in there as well up front. 15 yards marked off against Benton. It's first down and 10. West Memphis at the 45. So Jay Chitwood, who runs the clock at War Memorial,
he ought to know.
Says, you're right. Every crew and every clock operator does it different. But by rule on a score, the clock should stop until after the kickoff.
Okay.
So thank you, Jay, as Antonio just bear hugged Andrew Clay for a sack. As we're talking about clock rules, Antonio Shelton clocked Andrew Clay.
Well, I want to tell you right now, that's another nominee for the Hertzfeld Insurance collision of the game, just because that's Antonio's second big behind the line of scrimmage
it is.
play, and that was a good one, just form tackle.
Loss of 9 back to the 36, second down and 19. Appreciate Jay hanging in there with us tonight on a mercy rule game. Is Andrew Clay again pressured, and is that Shelton?
That's Shelton again for his second sack of the game.
Back-to-back sacks. Back at the 31, a loss of 5.
Third and long.
And it is now third down and 24 for West Memphis.
Well, Drake Woodard set that up for Antonio because he chased him out of the pocket and right into Antonio's zone of coverage there.
Antonio takes the lead on the team with 6 sacks now on the season. It's clock at 15 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's third down and 24. Clay throws underneath, and that ball incomplete as Trey Stewart was in coverage on Marcellus Smith. As the third quarter clock runs out, we've got a quarter to play, and Benton leads it tonight 49-13.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lane's is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Fourth quarter begins with a West Memphis punt and a Panther 49-13 lead. This fourth quarter will be played under the sportsmanship rule, the clock running before the ball snapped. Somebody's ready to go home tonight. Is a kick high and short. Corey Anderson signaling for the guys to get away. He gets away, takes a West Memphis roll, and going to be down to around the 32-yard line in this fourth quarter. Brought to you by Steve Brown and our friends at Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, located on Military.
Prince Wood down there on coverage. Be first and 10 Benton.
We're going to see Chase Cobb at signal caller now for the Panthers. Chase led that JV team to a big 7-1 season, and he throws that underneath shovel pass to John Curtis Barger. Now, is it shovel or shuffle?
Shovel.
Shovel.
Yeah.
Shuffle.
Shuffle? Justin, we need you to break the tie. We got a shuffle and a shovel. What is it? Officially.
Well, technically, I know it's a shovel pass because the original way that you did it looked like you were shoveling.
Okay, okay. As Gunnar Deaton gets the carry, and he picks up a couple of yards to the 46. So we're going to not name that tune, but name that play.
Yeah.
Name that play. It's probably a shovel.
So Kyle Sanders votes for shovel.
Yeah, I could go with that.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT in a minute. We'll see.
As Chase Cobb throws, he intended for Barger, and his feet slipped out from underneath him.
Brings up third down.
Appreciate our good state Senator Hammer listening to us on his drive home from an out-of-town conference.
Yeah. Justin says it's a shovel.
Yeah.
Point goes to Dio.
Invented in 1946 by Sir Arthur Shovel. that was made up, but
is that coming straight from your AI persona?
No, I did not. I have not pulled my phone up yet, but I think it's because of the motion of the toss, how it was originally designed.
Something tells me before next Friday, somebody is going to link us to.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get some article or something about
a dissertation on the shovel pass.
Yes.
So Panthers going to have to punt it away. Poor Dawson Daves has been bored as can be on the sideline tonight. He finally gets on to boot it away. Hey, Dawson had a 45-yard field goal at Lake Hamilton Monday night, and I'll tell you something else about it right after this. It's a high snap. He pulls it down.
Punts it.
And then has a 40-yard punt.
Hits at the 20. And going to be downed by C.J. Sellers at the 17. So a punt inside the 20. You remember back when we had that game at El Dorado where somehow the headsets didn't make it down there?
Yes.
And they've never been forgotten again. Well, Monday night to Lake Hamilton, the kicking tee didn't make it. So he kicked a 45-yard field goal without the kicking tee off the turf like an NFL kicker.
That's impressive.
And nailed it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's impressive.
You sure they didn't do it with the foot like we used to in, backyard football? Put your foot down and set it on top of your toe. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they didn't do that. That's funny. That's hard to kick it off the turf.
Yes. So first down and 10 West Memphis as they give it off to Big Kraft, and he's going to carry for 8 yards to the 25.
Was that Austin Hill on the tackle?
It was. Our generation of kids, all of us have permanent bruises on our feet from being kicked.
From being kicked by our friends.
While holding a ball on our toe.
A lot of the injuries that we have came from a lot of the different things. Some stickball injuries.
Yeah.
Is that Woodard?
No, that is Luke Dickinson.
Luke Dickinson.
Sophomore on the tackle.
Short gain on the play brings up third down.
After a 1-yard gain. 3rd down and 1.
Here we go, defense. Stand strong right here. Get a stop.
Bateman and Chastain are the linebackers.
Good job, D-line. Holding your ground.
It's Baylor Dyson at the near side D end. Snap back, Clay's going to keep, and he's going to pick up the first down to the 28-yard line. It's James Rainey Parker getting some time at corner. Also see Gavin Betts in there. Now, Gavin's been lobbying to play receiver and get a deep ball thrown to him. But also see Jude Turner in there. Man, you see that 22 playing in that spot, don't you?
Yep.
So it's first down for West Memphis. Handoff to Kraft, and Bateman and Hill. A couple of sophomores combined on the tackle. we've got a West Memphis lineman down as
Pick up about 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
Panthers substituting up front. Merrick Rourke checks in at D end. Got to visit with him at Panther Live last Tuesday. He got to help coach the Unified Special Olympics team.
Oh, wow.
That played at War Memorial Stadium last week, representing Benton. A really neat experience that he shared with us. Second down, they hand it off to Kraft, and there he goes as Austin Hill makes a touchdown-saving tackle at the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a big play by Austin Hill because he probably scores.
Yeah. Got Grayson Ross, a senior, in there at one of the safety spots.
Well, he waited on his blockers, didn't he?
And it is going to be 1st and 10 West Memphis at the Benton 45. Appreciate Kyle Sanders with the link to an article from footballarchaeology.com on
I knew it was coming.
Of the shovel pass.
You knew it was
Who was
coming.
it that invented it? That's all I need to know is who it was that invented it.
Dakota Manchak on that last tackle.
And Justin Ray calling out Coach G. Hammonds for forgetting the kicking team Monday at Lake Hamilton.
I mean, golly.
Now, who was it, Justin, that forgot the headsets to El Dorado back in the day? I remember you guys on cell phones talking to each other. It's Clay with a stiff arm. Yeah. See, stiff arm Noah Chastain. Kason Wright, our deep snapper, hustles him out of bounds. So 1st down West Memphis at the 31. Love Kaysen. He's one of those guys that gets to Lost Pizza early every Tuesday.
Probably for that good food.
You ain't kidding. Clay keeps Kaysen on the tackle. Nope, correction. That was Dakota Manchak. I saw the two. We got 6'2" and 9'2" playing kind of dual tackle there, Terry.
You know, I really appreciate Lost Pizza feeding Dio tonight because I got to eat his second helping of Riverside Catfish.
Yeah, what's up with that? I went in there, and he had already gotten it. Like, he was out of here. Second halftime started. I was going to go get a piece of catfish, but it's okay. I probably didn't need it.
Carlos Williams going to carry inside the 20. Austin Hill on the tackle with 2 minutes to go. So what you're telling me, Terry, is you've eaten 2 4-piece dinners.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Big boys have to eat.
So Eugene Stoney Willis of Western Maryland College, who is credited with the first documented use in 1932 of the shovel pass, but it was popularized by Lee Grosscup, the Utah quarterback, in the 1950s.
Well, there you go.
So that is the origin of the shuffle pass, ladies and gentlemen.
So they hand it off to a new running back in there for West Memphis. That's Carell Miller. You know, last week on the scoreboard show, Leland Barclay gave a dictionary definition of the word quagmire. That's a word we've used all our life and not known what it meant.
Yeah.
Shovel pass, who knew the origin? And now we've learned that.
Yeah, 1932, I would have never guessed that. I said 1946. That was my best guess. Wasn't too far. So what does quagmire mean?
You know, I can't quote you the definition.
Seems like a mining term to me. That's what I would guess.
I think the word bog may have been in the definition.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's one of those words that's only used on a muddy, cold night on a grass field.
Yeah.
And apparently Leland had one of those in West Arkansas last Friday. and began his report with the definition of quagmire.
That's hilarious.
So, final play of the game coming up here as we get back to football, and Andrew Clay is going to launch one to the end zone to a wide-open receiver, and West Memphis scores on the final play of the game. As hauling that in is Joshua Ward, and kudos to him. That's a senior on senior night at West Memphis catching a touchdown.
Good for him.
Baker's going to come on and attempt the extra point.
Baker on for the extra point.
And it's just a matter now of if the Panthers win by 30 or 29.
That's hysterical right there.
That is absolutely hysterical. And whoever came up with that idea, kudos.
The cheerleaders don the referee stripes and start throwing around yellow flags. How appropriate for this game,
Was
too.
that a Reagan Davis, soon to be Reagan Simmons idea?
I have no idea,
don't know,
but that is
but-
hilarious.
But whoever came up with that idea, I love you. Please don't change it.
As West Memphis scores on the game's final play to end this ball game, a Panther 49-19 victory on the road, taking care of business. We're going to take a 3-minute break and come back and wrap it up tonight as the Panthers win at 49-19.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust. Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust. Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
All right, Panthers win it tonight, 49-19 over West Memphis, and it is 9:23, so got it done earlier than usual. And that's good because you guys want to get to bed and get to Stuttgart in the morning, right?
You got work to do.
We got stuff to do.
Yeah, and maybe some candy to eat at home before bed, Dio?
No, because then I just won't sleep. The older I get, the earlier I have to go to bed and the less sugar I get to eat. That's what I'm figuring out about this old age thing.
Yeah, catching up with us, isn't it?
I'm telling you.
Well, the good thing is we're not going to be rolling in about midnight 30.
Amen.
Yeah.
So, when you roll over at 12:30, you'll think the boys are just getting home. So, in that regard, I want to throw kudos out to Matt Johnson for making this happen. Will Tracy directing tonight. Aaron Garrett, our buddy, who gives Jason Kelly a run for Beaver Fever on audio tonight. Zach Brown, Hunter Barksdale, and Evan Garrett on side in the Crow's Nest at West Memphis, providing tech support, engineering, and the great camera work tonight. So, defensively, Dio, it wasn't the prettiest game the Benton Panthers have ever played, but when you go on the road in conference and you come home with a 30-point win, all in all, you're happy.
Yeah, I was going to say we won uglily. I don't think that's a real word, but that's how it feels like we won. We did it, and the scoreboard, if you look at that, you go, 49-19, that's pretty good. But I don't think Coach Harris will be happy with that 49-19. I think he's going to be disappointed it wasn't 65-19.
Yeah, anytime you come away with a 30-point win and play as sloppy and as distracted as we played tonight, you got to be happy about that.
Well, the defense this was a very strange night, very Halloween-esque night for really. I wouldn't say the offensive side of the ball because that seemed to be pretty efficient. And once they did decide to run the ball, we ran it very efficiently. So offense, to me, was efficient. I feel like we lost some time in the first quarter, and that caused a difference. But the defense just really, I don't know how to even describe it. They just seemed to miss some of their run fits, and that, allowed them to extend drives.
Benton ran the football tonight, Terry, 9 times.
Yeah.
Only 9 rushes for 134 yards, while West Memphis ran it 40 times for 186.
Well, just to give you kind of an idea, the Panthers, even on offense, only had 388 total yards. So they were 12 yards under what their average is.
But how many total plays did we have for that?
37.
Okay.
So yards per play, 10 yards per play.
And how many plays did West Memphis? That's maybe what stands out to me is how much time our defense spent on the field.
Yeah.
And it
60
seemed like
plays for West Memphis.
We may have had a series or two where we got a turnover and got the ball back fairly quickly, but some of those were just ugly, long drives that we allow West Memphis to have, which seems very unlike us. So
it's not the prettiest win in Benton Panther history, but it's a win, and it's a win on the road in conference. And it's going to give Benton a chance to wrap up at least a share of the conference title next week at home when the Marion Patriots come to town. Guys, we got to get our Neo Home Loans MVPs tonight. And the postgame brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank, located in downtown Benton. They are my bank. They have a refrigerator of soft drinks for you, and when I put in a request for Coke Zero, they're always there. They take care of you. I love the folks at Merchants and Farmers. So, Dio, you're our defensive guy. Who you got tonight?
Well, you could say a lot of things like we talked about in the break. You had Logan Hipskin causing a fumble. You had Antonio Shelton with the 2 sacks and some really big hits and important moments. There was another. Who caused the other fumble?
Roberson.
Okay, yeah. No, Roberson recovered it.
Oh, right. That's right.
That was the one that.
It was Mattia.
Yeah,
caused the
Mattia
fumble.
caused the fumble. So, and Mattia had a great game, but I would go Antonio Shelton. I think that, they're that one series that really kind of seemed to set the tone in the second half. He had the 2 big sacks on that. I liked Antonio Shelton's play tonight.
Well, I liked Antonio Shelton as well. He led the team in tackles tonight. He led the team in sacks tonight. And he's also my big hit leader. Had 2 big hits, one of them in the middle, just a great form tackle, but the other is that big hit on the sack.
Yeah.
Where he just squared up on the guy.
And let's not forget that first big hit you're talking about was a 3rd and short that caused them to try to throw it on 4th down and turn the ball over that ended up getting us the mercy rule. So that 3rd down stop was a big stop, making them have to play that 4th down.
And I didn't stat this tonight, but he had several quarterback hurries as well.
Yeah. So our Neo Home Loans defensive MVP is Antonio Shelton. Is he also, Terry, the recipient of the Hirschfield insurance agent Jason Kelly big hit of the night?
I think he is, because he had more than one.
Yeah. Maybe a quiet first half, but a resounding second half from Antonio. So Antonio Shelton is our PDC defensive player of the game. Offensively, I think we were all in agreement. Carson Collett, Poot, is our guy tonight. He caught 3 touchdown passes. He threw one.
Just had a really big night, man.
Yeah,
he just plays tough. He always plays tough. I mean, between him, Will Carter, and Drew Davis, you've just got a trio there that those guys are phenomenal. I mean, last week we saw Will just absolutely blow it out with his 4 scores and 160-plus yards. And Drew Davis, obviously, week to week, I mean, the kid's unreal. But Poot just is he plays with a workmanlike manner. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so tonight was one of those nights where he showed his stuff. I really liked the little double pass. He didn't get rushed, didn't get hurried. He just put the ball on the money. So, yeah, Poot's good.
Yeah. Terry?
Yeah, likewise. I mean, 72 yards receiving, multiple touchdowns, plus throwing. I mean, he's the guy.
Yep. So Poot's our offensive MVP. Antonio Shelton is our defensive MVP in back of a 49-19 Benton Panther win at West Memphis. All right, D.O., final word tonight.
Well, a win's a win. Hate that it was as sloppy as it felt, but the scoreboard doesn't show that. So time to come back home. We'll let Marion come to us next week and finish out the regular season with another W, hopefully.
Absolutely. Like you're thinking. Terry, final word.
Well, a little sloppy play tonight. Felt like we were distracted a little bit. 10 penalties for 100 yards. Certainly not something we want to see next week, but we've got a week to work that out, and we'll come back home for the final game of the year, which is always great to finish the regular season at home and hopefully get a little home field advantage in the playoffs.
And look, these guys know what's going on. They're online. They read the paper. They knew they were expected to walk in here and walk away with a win.
Yeah.
And, Coach Harris admitted as much at Lost Pizza that complacency on a week like this is a big battle.
It's the biggest enemy.
Yeah.
For sure.
So on a week where maybe the motivation wasn't as high to walk out with a 30-point win, you take it
absolutely
every day. So we will be back home next Friday as the Panthers will host Marion to conclude the regular season and conclude the 6A East Conference slate. A win and the Panthers are guaranteed at least a share of the conference title. But before next Friday, want to invite you out Tuesday to Lost Pizza at 6:30 for Panther Live, sponsored by Legends MVP. We'll recap tonight's win over West Memphis and preview next Friday's senior night home game against Marion. We'll also visit with tonight's Neo Home Loans MVPs, Poot Collett and Antonio Shelton, as well as get to know a couple of the Panthers seniors. If you're unable to join us in person, you can do like Morgan Garrett and stream it every week live at 6:30 on the Benton Football Network YouTube channel. Again, I want to give a huge thank you tonight to our M&M Productions team that are all going to Hot Springs tomorrow to do the state championship volleyball games on Arkansas PBS. Matt Johnson, our producer. Will Tracy, our director. Aaron Garrett on audio. Zach Brown, our on-site engineer. Hunter Barksdale and Evan Garrett behind the camera. For Terry Benham and Dio Vanucci, I'm Jim Gardner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Benton Panther football. And remember, today and every day is a great day to be a Fighting Panther. Again, tonight's final score, Benton Panthers 49, the West Memphis Blue Devils 19. Until next Friday night, good night, God bless, and go Benton.